And welcome into the Missouri 8-Man Football Live Scoreboard Show. I am Devin Albertson, and we are looking here at kind of the start of week 9 as we're looking here again. I'm going to get some other games pulled up here as we go. Look at the live scoreboard that we have right now. Again, a couple updates here. Norman Hardin Central, they are actually up 8-0 on Northwest Hughesville and threatening to score here. We're going to go to that game real quick while we have a chance. Looks like it's 8-0 Aggies here, and they have the ball deep in Northwest Hughesville territory, inside the 10-yard line, about the 6 here. It's Pfeiffer at quarterback, Smith at tailback, Smith up the middle. Flag came out there towards the end. Other scores that we're going to have here as well, as that's going in there for the NFHS. Rockport and Mound City are live right now. And it looks like we just had a fumble from Mound City. We're going to go to this one real quick after. We'll go to it real quick, kind of see what's happening. Had a handoff the root, couldn't quite hold on to it, and Rockport's going to fall on it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. I believe they're up 8-0 there. Hard to see with the scoreboard as we're looking here, but 8-0 Rockport, and they just got the ball back off a turnover. We go back here to the Aggies in Northwest Hughesville. Pfeiffer back to pass. He's under some pressure. Rolling to his right, looking to throw it away there late, nearly intercepted. Big hit there on the sideline. Again, they're going to show a little bit of replay there with NFHS. Let's look here at Rockport and Mound City. Anther back to pass, and he's going to scramble around there and eventually go down. We're going to fast forward here a little bit here, get to a second down play. Again, this is our scoreboard show. We have 6-0 George Flansburgh and LeBlanc up 8-0 on Lincoln. Here again, you see Anther in the backfield there with Brock Holmes there behind him. Leading rusher in the state right now. Kind of a errant snap, but Holmes takes it off the direct snap this time. And he's going to power forward for a couple. Look, the Aggies had a chance there for a touchdown in their game as well. I'm going to keep an eye on that one while we keep with Rockport Mound City. Looks like it is 4th down and 17 coming up here for the Aggies in just a minute. Also, Lincoln LeBlanc now tied it. I'll get the scoreboard update here in just a second. Here, we'll get this play in, then we'll go quick to Norman Hardin Central and Northwest Hughesville. Flag came down in this Rockport game as Anther's going to run up the sideline. We'll come back to that flag here in a second. This is the 4th down play here for the Aggies here in black. Pfeiffer looking to the end zone. A lot of context, and it was uncatchable. Looks like that's the call there in that one here. Looks like it was a hold in the Rockport game on here. Again, going to look here around the state. 8-0 Rockport over Mound City. Rockport is threatening to score. And again, the update that we have over in St. Joe is that LeBlanc and Lincoln are tied at 8 apiece. And again, I shared the live scoreboard link out earlier today. So you guys should also be able to see that on there as well. And again, we don't really need my face on here. You guys can just see what's going on. You see Hughesville there on offense. Trying to get something going against this Aggie defense has been playing pretty well this year. Nothing yet here for Rockport. I'm actually going to use a different account when I sign back in. That account's being a little bit funky on there. So we'll come back to the Rockport Mound City game once I have that huddle figured out completely. Let's go to this one real quick. This is Rockport trying to get something going through the flat, and that's a 4th down and long. It's going to be completed for a gain of about 2. And Mount City's going to get a big stop, get the ball back there in that one. Quick little run here for Northwest Hughesville. Gain a little bit there off that right side. Nice run for the Aggies. Also, I'm going to look here and see if I can't find the Worth County King City game here as well on Huddle. So again, we're going to slide through a few games here tonight as we're looking here. Let's see here. Watch now. See if I can't find the game is in Worth County. So yeah, this is Hughesville, second down about 10 ago, maybe 11 here for the Mustangs. Another update, Stewartsville and Platte Valley tied at 6 now. So not seeing that there. That might be on NFHS. Let's look here. Again, this is Hughesville, 3rd and 9, about 8:20 to go in that first quarter. I did find King City and Worth County on NFHS. So once we have that game come up here a little bit, nice little game there for Hughesville to have enough for a first down. While we're looking here, we're going to go back after this play to possibly Mound City Rockport. We'll see what's going on in that one. Quick updates in Worth County, King City. It's Worth County with the lead, 8-0. King City with the ball here, though. We'll take a look here at what's happening here in this one. Not much going off that right side there for the Wildcats. I'll get all these games kind of going here. This is a look at the live scoreboard that we have right now, and for some reason, these live streams are just not staying up to date. Here as we're going again, 1st and long coming up from Northwest Hughesville. We'll go back to King City, Worth County here on this one. Option play for Carlson, and good job by Worth County swallowing up that play the best they could. We'll bring up 3rd down. Unless that was a 3rd down play here and double check. These streams are being a little bit funky tonight, so please bear with me as if that was a 3rd down play. So it'll be 4th down and long coming up for King City. I believe Mount City just put the ball back to Rockport. We'll take a look here at Rockport's first play here of this drive. 8-0 with about 3.5 to go. Actually, it'll be 2nd down and 2 coming up here for the Blue Jays. So let's see what's going on here between Rockport and Mound City. Up the middle there for Holmes. Not much, but enough for a first down for Rockport. Again, slick conditions there in Rockport with all that rain. Just had a big play for Northwest Hughesville. We'll get to that here in just a second. We'll get to it right now here. This was just a couple of moments ago here in Northwest Hughesville and Norbert Hardin Central. That's Palmer back to pass, and he's going to throw a deep one. That's the Connor Thorpe. They're kind of all utility offensive players. He gets inside the 30 for a first down for Hughesville. Usually gets a little screen out to the outside here. For some reason, King City, Worth County will not go to the live feed for that one. So I'm going to see if I can't refresh that one because he just keeps showing that 3rd down play over and over between King City and Worth County. Yep, just showed it for the 15th time in a row. So I'm not sure what's happening with the Worth County King City feed. Once we have that kind of up and going, we'll get that back to you guys here as well. Hughesville trying to get something going here. Looking to the end zone, didn't see exactly what happened here. But while that's happening there, we're going to go here to Mount City Rockport real quick. Anther back to pass and kind of rolls out to his left a little bit. So we have a big play here for Rockport. It's going to back up here just a second. See what's happening here. Minute 43 to go in this first quarter. And that's the state leading rusher, Rock Holmes, off the right side. Touchdown saving tackle near the 20 for the Blue Jays. We got 3rd and 7 coming up for Hughesville. Rockport comes to the line. I'll keep an eye on here in the Hughesville game. It was a high snap, it looks like. Palmer's able to get rid of it and avoid the large sack. Not much going there for Rockport. They're trying to figure out some confusion in that game between Hughesville and Northern Hardin Central. So we'll go okay, so King City Worth County Film is just not working right now. It keeps going to the same play over and over every time I go to that one. So we're just going to skip that one for right now. We'll go to Northwest Hughesville and Northern Hardin Central. Actually, we have a timeout in that game, so we'll just go back here to Rockport Mound City. And we'll get all this going here. I'm going to keep checking the scoreboard to kind of see if we can't get it updated throughout the day here. Let's see here. Again, thank you everyone for watching here today. Again, comments are in here. Let me get those pulled up here. 8-0 Worth County. Had a little power outage in that one, so maybe that's impacted things. Thank you, Jerry Baker, on there. Again, I wasn't looking at the comments there. Appreciate you with that one. 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter as we're looking. So again, a little timeout there between Rockport and Mound City. Another update, Mound City News says Nottoway Valley up 22-6 early on in the game versus South Holt in the first quarter. So the Thunder trying to bounce back after a loss last week to Rockport. Try to finish the regular season 8-1 and roll the district play, the number 2 seed in their district. This is in the first quarter in this one, Rockport and Mound City, 8-0 Blue Jays. On here again, always tweet us score updates at Mo8Man Football, or you can leave them here in the comments, and I'll be able to see them going forward here. Now they actually have the comments pulled up on my side. See if there's any other score updates I can find here from across the states. Or waiting for this Rockport Mound City game to kind of get back in action. At 8-0 Rockport on here has been a kind of a defensive ball game. Slick conditions keep making it hard on the offenses to kind of get going here, but Rockport is driving and looking to add on to their lead. Just told that Worth County's turned over on downs. You see Brock Holmes rolls into the end zone for Rockport, goes up 14-0 on Mound City. Rockport still looking very good here early in the year. Go to Northwest Hughesville and Northern Hardin Central there in Hardin right now. Looks like we had a penalty for a face mask here on this run for the Aggies. Again, touchdown was good. The 2-point version is not for Rockport, so they still stay up 14-0 on Mound City in that one. Personal foul, face mask is a call against Hughesville. They got Pfeiffer's face mask there early on in that one. So let's see here as we're looking across the state. Also, I wanted to get maybe if I can find on Huddle here, Concordia and Wellington Napoleon, get that game pulled up here to kind of see what's happening between those two teams. I got some sources everywhere else here. And again, thank you, Jeremy Baker. 8-0 Worth County with 2.5 to go in the first quarter there against King City. Here for the Aggies, a little pass out of the backfield and not going very far. Again, that pole kind of in the way there in Hardin, but be all right. So let's look here at Concordia. See if we can't find their game on Huddle here versus Wellington Napoleon in the I-70 Conference Championship game. As we're looking there again, that one early on, first quarter, 8-0 Wellnap is the score in that one. And of course, we'll get you updates from that game throughout the night as well as all the games here in the state of Missouri. We'll actually go to that one real quick here between the Orioles and the Tigers of Wellington Napoleon. Into the first quarter, St. Paul is up 12-0 in their football game. As again, St. Paul is playing Oric today. I don't know why that went half screen. We'll get that fixed here. Hand off to Haas, and he's able to spin forward. Looks like that was Owens on the tackle there for Wellnap. And that might be the last play of the first quarter between Concordia and Wellington Napoleon. Waiting for the kickoff coming up here for Rockport and Mound City. Nope, just the huddle stream being weird. Again, the streams are pausing now when I go between tabs, so it's being really frustrating as we're looking here. As it goes into the first quarter between Concordia and Wellnap, with Wellington with a quick 8-0 lead against their I-70 rivals. Also, I want to thank all of our sponsors here for the Mo 8-Man Football, as they did a great job sponsoring us this year as we look on each one of these teams. Let's see here, I might have another text update here as well. Another little update, Platte Valley and Stewartsville Osborne, the wild cards up 12-6, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter in that one. And LeBlanc is up 14-8 on Lincoln. That's still in the first quarter as well with that. So we got a couple of sources there from around the state. And then, of course, St. Paul and Oric going in the second quarter with St. Paul up 12-0. Quick run off the right side here for Mount City, enough for a first down and keep the clock chains moving there for the Tigers. A punt by the Aggies of Norman Hardin Central. They pin Hughesville back inside their own, I think, 10-yard line here. So a good punt return coverage that time by the Aggies. As Pfeiffer with a nice punt. We'll see what Rockport Mount City looks like here. Again, Mount City in their typical offense here. This is going to be a handoff up to the outside. Gets away from Heron and gets pushed out of bounds here after a minimal gain for Mount City. We'll come back to this game in just a minute here. We're going to look at Hughesville and Norman Hardin Central. We'll see how this game kind of looks. Not much going there off the right side. Good tackle there by Pfeiffer for minimal gain there for Hughesville. Here we go to Concordia. They go out of the shotgun here in a little bit of a spread look. Platte Valley takes a 14-12 lead on Stewartsville Osborne. It's Haas in the shotgun. He gets tripped up, had some running room there. Good tackle by, I think, Owens in the open field that time for Wellington Napoleon. Nice stop there for Wellnap. And we got a big run here for Northwest Hughesville. We'll show you here in just a second. Let me get that rewound real quick. Again, this looks like Dane Palmer with the carry off the left side. Excellent block on the outside here by the running back to seal that. And a nice little crease here as he's able to get across the 20 near the 25-yard line for Hughesville. Next play. Handoff right side. That is Nathan Boss, and he takes down near the 30-yard line. We'll go back here to Concordia Wellnap, see what's going on in this game. Haas going to take it himself again. Breaks one tackle, and then gets across the 25, and he's going to be down there. He's going to say down by contact. Down, his knee hit down before the ball popped out. On there, so Concordia retains possession here. And again, it looks like you have Hahn back at quarterback here for Concordia. I formation with Drogi and Haas in the backfield. Little stretch play to the left side, and Haas is going to get inside the 20, down near the 15. Again, 8-0 Wellnap in this one with 9.5 to go in the first half. We said a minute ago that Platte Valley Stewartsville in a dogfight. Platte Valley retakes the lead there 14-12 over the Wildcards. Check Twitter to see if there's any other score updates here while Concordia and Wellnap. Concordia keeps driving on this possession, trying to tie this football game up here in the I-70 unofficial conference championship game. Winner of this game will win the conference title. That's Drogi up the middle as he gets down to about the 10-yard line. Concordia with the workmanlike drive. And it looks like Mound City got down deep into Rockport territory. We're going to see, maybe find out how they did that. Here in just a second. We're going to keep watching this Concordia Wellnap game here while I try to go back enough to see what exactly happened on that drive for Mound City. As Concordia comes to the line. And it looks like touchdown Concordia as they get a run off the left side there, and they punched in for their first touchdown of the ball game, making it 8-6. Wellnap still leads, so a chance to tie it up here after the 2-point conversion. So 2-point conversion still happening here for Concordia. So while that's still going on here, we're going to go here to look at Mountain City Rockport to see what happened in this game. Little dump down pass out of the backfield and a big run inside the 10-yard line. Meyerkorth saves a touchdown, at least momentarily inside the 5. This is the next play here for Mound City. Again, I rewound a little bit to see how they got down here as Henry Smith just gets swallowed up here. Excellent play. I think it's Tayden Cook there for Rockport eating that one up here. Mound City going a little play action pass. Has the man nearly caught and incomplete. Looks like Mound City having some trouble with the snap count. Man, Huddle is not one to cooperate with me today, and it's real frustrating. Smith back to pass again, looking end zone, nearly intercepted by Rockport. So this is going to be 4th and goal from the 12-yard line. Smith under pressure and eventually has to get rid of the ball or get sacked there. So Rockport, even though Mound City was threatening on that possession, do not get into the end zone. So a good stop by the defense there. Here coming back here, an errant snap by Hughesville. We're going to go back here real quick to kind of see what exactly happened here. We had a 4th down and about 6 for Hughesville. Went to a punt formation, low snap, bobbled, and recovered by Hughesville, but deep in Mustangs territory are the Aggies. And Nottoway Valley now leads 28-6 in their football game over South Holt. So we'll let this game kind of go here for a second on the screen while I get the other score updated. And again, we'll look at other scores from around the state here as we're looking. This is what we have at this moment. And we're going to the top of the second, going to the second quarter there between Platte Valley and Stewartsville Osborne. Platte Valley up 14-12. Also into the first quarter, Worth County, they're up 8-0 on King City. So a nice little close game there in Grant City. Get caught up here with Mound City and Rockport. Trying to get Holmes going here off the left side. Makes a couple of guys miss, and he's off the races. This is one heck of a run by Brock Holmes. Creighton Roop is chasing him, and he's going to bring him down inside the 20. But let's go back and watch this run again for Brock Holmes. This is one heck of a run here by number 11. Again, your state rushing leader right now. Again, not blocked overly well. Has a couple guys in the open field to make tackles. Gets a nice little block there from Heron, and is into the open field there. So great play there for Rockport on here. Anyone has a Paris score, please send it in. We'd love to have it on here. They're playing Schuyler County tonight. And Holmes, still running hard there for Rockport, has had him bottled up for a minute, just couldn't quite keep him down. As Rockport looking to score, so is Norburn Hardin Central. With 10-12 to go in the first half, they're on the goal line and threatening to put the ball in the end zone here. Pfeiffer looks to the end zone. Caught, touchdown, and the Aggies take a quick 8-0 lead. Make it 14-0 there now for Norburn Hardin Central. We'll go back to this one here. Rockport's threatening to score again. Let's see here, other scores from around the state. We go back to Twitter here to see if there's anything new or exciting there on Twitter to see for other scores from around the state. And a touchdown by Holmes for Rockport, as I believe he just retook the state rushing touchdown lead now from Cooper Clare from Knox County, who again, Knox not playing this week. They had a forfeit win over Keatsville on here, so they're going to finish 9-0 in the regular season. But right now, Brock Holmes looking for that regular season rushing title here in the state of Missouri. Had a lead going into tonight, and I think based on how this first half is going for Rockport, he's still in control there as a 2-point conversion try is coming up here, and he's going to get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. As we look at the scores from around the state here, 22-0 Rockport is the lead. Concordia and Welknap are tied up at 8. There, that game in the first quarter. And Norburn Hardin Central, they are up 14-0 on Norburn Hardin on Northwest Hughesville. So again, updates galore here into the first quarter. Nod Valley up on South Holt, 28-6. So second quarter action there coming from Oregon. We got 16-8 Worth County over King City. Anthony is at that game, so hopefully he has a Twitter highlight to put up here soon. On here, again, this is the scoreboard we have right now. No updates from the South as of right now. And again, I'm not able to get some of those scores pulled up at the moment. It was a Sanders 22-yard touchdown run for Worth County. Yep, thank you, Jeremy Baker, as well for the update. 16-0 Worth County. Don't think Anthony has a Twitter video up for that yet on here. And for some reason, each tab here is just not wanting to stay up. Let's see here. For some reason, these huddle tabs are not wanting to stay live every time I toggle between them, which is real frustrating. Same thing with NFHS right now. On here. Usually Lockwood updates some stuff there. Haven't seen anything from them so far. Again, they are playing Rich Hill tonight. Nothing from Bramer Slater yet. Sweet Spring Santa Fe, Skylar Paris, and Northland versus KC East. St. Joe Christian, Albany, North Andrew games are all unknown at this point as well. And LeBlanc, they go up 22-8 now on Lincoln. On here, so again, you can see the scores from around the state. St. Paul up 19-6 now on Oric. We're going to keep it on the scoreboard for just a little bit here to kind of see if we can't get some other scores updated from around the states. And thank you to all of our sponsors. You can see them rolling across the bottom of our screen. This all would not be possible without them here today. And 22-0 Rockport as they lead Mound City. That's still first half. In that one, expect Rockport to continue to pull away in that one. Rockport, again, ranked number 1 in the state as of right now. 14-0 Northern Hardin Central over Northwest Hughesville. 8-8 between Wellington and Concordia. We'll go to that game real quick and see how it's kind of shaping up. Again, the winner of this game will win the I-70. If Hampton looking for the deep pass there, and it was knocked away. Good coverage there by Concordia. Incomplete for Northwest Hughesville as well with 8:20 to go in the first half. They are facing a 3rd and 9, down 14-0 to Hughesville. And Platte Valley goes up 20-12 on Stewartsville is the update in that one. As you're watching here, Concordia back on offense. Big play here off the left side for Concordia up the sideline. And finally be taken down around the 30-yard line of Wellington. Big, I believe that was Haas there on that run for Concordia. Rockport's defense looking really good there versus Mound City. Takeoff for loss there by Taden Cook. Look here at Rockport, Mound City real quick. 2nd down and long coming up for the Panthers. And Cook might be bleeding here, so I'm going to have to get him off the field here real quick. And Nottoway Valley goes up 34-6 on South Holt. Not much going there for Mouncie in the run game. Let's go to Hughesville, Northern Hardin Central real quick to see the Hughesville convert on a play here, but now a run off the left side and Gage Smith all over at defensive end for the Aggies. A big tackle for loss there for the senior. And we have a penalty here. I did not see what the call was for. So I still don't know what the call was there for on Hughesville, but now it is second down and forever coming up, I believe, here for the Mustangs. It's like 3 receivers left, one to the right, going to bring a man in motion, a little option play out to Boss. And he'll be tackled for little to no gain. Good play there. That's McNelly on the stop for Northern Hardin Central. Little sophomore linebacker. Thank you for watching the show here, Tammy. As you can tell, Nottoway Valley 34-6 on South Holt right now in their game in Oregon. Not much going there for Hughesville. We'll go to Rockport, Mount City real quick to see what exactly is happening in that one. As I believe Concordia just scored a little bit ago here in that game. We'll see what's going on in that one as Holmes carry off the left side, and he is tackled for a minimal gain. We'll go back here as Rockport's driving here. This is kind of a flashback to see how Concordia scored on here. I formation. And it was just Hahn there on the quarterback sneak and Nephi there with the touchdown run. The extra point was good for Concordia, so they could go up 15-8 on Wellington Napoleon. Well, that back on offense, going to find Kolkmeyer in the flats as he gets across midfield. Rockport scores one more time here versus Mound City. Probably have to take them off the rotation here as they're up 22-0. Late second quarter, about 2.5 minutes to go against Mound City. Decent run there for Amther on the other screen to see what they were doing there versus Mound City. And the ball back to Northern Hardin Central versus Hughesville. Pfeiffer has a good run here, but I think it's taken back due to a holding call. Rockport at the Mount City 35-yard line, 2nd and 9 coming up for the Blue Jays. Here, the game on your screen right now is Wellington Napoleon Concordia. Ball inside the 30 for Wellnab. Meyerkorth with the catch into the open field, and he's going to roll into the end zone for Rockport. We're going to get that game showed to you here in just a second. Not sure why the screen there for Concordia Wellnap went into the partial view, but we'll go here to this one real quick. Again, this is Rockport Mountain City just a moment ago here with Jack Meyerkorth. A little comeback route on the near side, and then somehow avoided half the secondary on their en route to a touchdown. So a nice play there for Rockport as they're going to go up 28-0. 2-point conversion away from a 30-point lead in the first half against a pretty solid 6-2 Mound City team. And I believe he is in for the 2-point conversion there for Rockport. So again, they go up 30-0 on Mound City. Probably take that game out of our rotation here. But here, just a moment ago for Wellnap and Concordia, Hampton back to pass. He's going to find Kolkmeyer on the crosser into the end zone for the touchdown. Missed 2-point conversion play. We have a timeout by Concordia, actually looks like here, but still 14-15. Concordia with a slim lead in that one. So again, we're going to take Rockport Mound City off of our rotation here with a 30-point lead for Rockport. And that one kind of our key to go away from that game. Rockport going to cruise to a 9-0 regular season in the 275 and according to their GRC crossover games against Worth County and Princeton. Hughesville and Oberhardin Central there. It's 14-0 Aggies in that one, 4.5 to go in the first half. As we're waiting for the 2-point conversion here between Concordia and Wellnap to see how that goes. I'm going to see if I can't find the Paris game on Huddle. There we go. So Paris, they're playing Schuyler County, of course. And that game is 38-0 Paris, second quarter on there. So Paris, they are cruising to a win over Schuyler County. So there's our update for Paris. They're up 38-0 on Schuyler. The Coyotes have already secured the 3 seed in district number 8. Schuyler, they're going to be the 4 seed no matter what there. So 15-14, Wellington trails Concordia. Another update from Stewartsville, Osborne, and Platte Valley. It is 28-12. Platte Valley leads that one, second quarter. Let's see here if I can't go to Bramer and see what their score is right now against Slater. Do a quick check-in on this one. It is Bramer with a 32-20 lead over Slater so far in this one. So 32-20. Bramer leads in a high-scoring game on there. That game is, I believe, in the second quarter. Should be. Between the Bobcats and the Wildcats. And Rockport Mound City goes to halftime. Rockport up 30-0. Bishop of Blonde all over Lincoln right now, 28-8 on here. Always kind of thought they were talking to people around the state with Lincoln and LeBlanc. It kind of depended on how that first quarter went. LeBlanc's being very strong in the first quarter. Does not look great for Lincoln with that one going forward there. So again, LeBlanc looking for a big win over the Cardinals. Let's go here as we're looking at this game. We got Northern Hardin Central and Northwest Hughesville. 3 minutes to go in the first half, and the Aggies trying to stretch their 14-0 lead to a wider margin. Pfeiffer running the option here with Smith. Pitches it late. Smith's going to take it inside the 5. I think it's Nieders who's going to chop him down. So keep an eye on that game. I'll keep an eye here as well. Only a couple minutes left in the first half between Concordia and Wellnap. Concordia has the ball, been a fast-moving first half in that one, 15-14. Concordia leads with about 30 seconds to go in that first half. We'll go back to that one maybe after halftime. Again, you can see all the sponsors at the bottom of our screen scrolling across there. Appreciate each and every one of them. You know, the Aggies starting to run some clock here, and they're going to take a timeout. While I do so, we're going to take a quick look here at Concordia and Wellnap. Again, last play of the first half. Big run for Haas. He's going to try to reverse field a little bit, and that's going to end the first half there in Concordia. 15-14, the halftime score between the Orioles and the Tigers. I think both teams content with that. A 1-point lead for Concordia. Should be a fun game there in that one. Albany, not sure what the score is in that one. Haven't got an update so far. And again, going to have a couple screens up at a time. Let's go here real quick, get a quick update in Bramer and Slater here. Slater with a big run off the right side here by their quarterback. Nice little cutback lane and into the open field. He eventually gets tracked down, but a big gain for the Wildcats as they look to close this gap. Again, 4.5 to go, 4:50 to go in that second quarter. And a 12-point lead for Bramer. Looking here at Northern Hartsville and Northwest Hughesville. Oops, I lost it for a second. I'll get it back up here. Share screen. There you guys go. See if the Aggies here can punch it in the end zone here. 3rd and about 3 from the 6-yard line, so they can get a first down before a touchdown here. And it's going to be a handoff to Smith, and he's going to rumble and stumble down to about the 1-yard line. And it looks like right now Pattonsburg is up 36-20 on Albany. Second quarter there. So 36-20. Pattonsburg leads second quarter versus the Warriors. Last update we had there between Albany TV. Appreciate them for their live Facebook feed. It's like Slater did punch it in for a touchdown. They're now down 32-26 to Bramer. Again, we're going to look at this score here real quick. It's a scoreboard from around the state right now. Again, a lot of games with pretty decently wide margins on here. As we also have here, it's a 30-16 lead for LeBlond over Lincoln. So Lincoln gets back on the board there, but LeBlond still holding a 2-score lead. And we're going to go back here to the Aggies of Norman Hardin Central as they're trying to punch it in the end zone here with a minute 34, 1st and goal from the 3. Hand off to Smith at the middle, and he'll be stuffed. Loss of a couple back to the 5-yard line. And second quarter action, it is all Archie in there. They're up 46-0 second quarter over Liberal. As the Whirlwinds looking to finish the regular season 8-1 and the 1 seed in district number 2, kind of on a collision course with Lockwood in that state quarterfinal over there. Again, 30-0 Rockport over Mound City at the break. Waiting for them to come out of a timeout there in that one. While we're looking there, I'm going to see if I can't find a North Andrew score update then between them and Stanberry. As the Aggies trying to punch it in here. Pfeiffer, keeper, and he's going to pass it last second, incomplete. It was dropped in the end zone, had a guy wide open, couldn't quite reel it in. Scoreboard's up there for Stanberry and North Andrew. Based on what I'm seeing here, it's 30 to 20 something, 30 something to 20. Stanberry leads in that one, so we're going to try to figure out exactly what that scoreboard says. Again, they have it on the scoreboard, but the lights are really coming together. It's either 30-20 or 38-20. Can't quite tell with the scoreboard. There's been a discussion right now on the sideline between Stanberry's head coach, Shane Hilton, and the refs in that game. But I want to say it says 38 to 20. Stanberry leads in that one over North Andrew. So that'd be a big win for Stanberry and be a crushing loss for North Andrew. They'd fall and stay at that 6th seed in district number 6 right now. I believe the Aggies came up shorthanded that time versus Hughesville. And halftime, East Atchison all over DeKalb. In that one, it is 48 to 6 at halftime. EA with the lead as they're trying to get to 5-4 in the regular season. Great first year under Coach Dustin Piper. Also, Nod Valley scores again. They're now up 48 to 6 over South Holt. McGinnis long touchdown run, followed up McGinnis to Mincy for a long touchdown pass. And Nod Valley rolling in their game. Incomplete pass there for Hughesville. That game is still late in the first half. Once that game goes to halftime, we'll get some updates from other games as well. It's kind of our highest profile game being played as the moment on here. We have a halftime score. Worth County 16, King City 0. King City sticking right with Mound City, with Worth County. Have an impressive half there for the Wildcats. No one's really been able to keep down that Worth County offense since week 1 in Rockport. They're the number 1 team in the state right now, so pretty impressive first half defensively for King City. You know, they haven't done much on the offensive end right now. And right now, Slater and Bramer in a dogfight, 32-26. As Slater trying to get something going here. And just nothing's really working the way I wanted to. Huddle on here. Pattonsburg is up by 16. Thank you, Richard, on there. Again, 36-20. I believe the last score I had there for Pattonsburg, second quarter action there between the Panthers and the Warriors of Albany. And I believe North Andrew just scored here against Stanberry. While this game's going here late in the first half between Horace Hughesville and Norburn Hardin Central. As Palmer was looking for a little crosser, he's going to have it for a big gain up near midfield. This play, Palmer going to the edge and be caught about 12 seconds ago in the first half, out near the 35-yard line. This is the last possession here for North Andrew. I believe this was the touchdown before the 2-point conversion. As it looks like, and basically you can see on that score there in the bottom left, I think it says 38-20 on here. Again, long touchdown pass here for North Andrew as breaks a tackle near the 5-yard line, gets in the end zone for the touchdown. So it looks like 38-26 on there is what that scoreboard says. Again, very blurry there and kind of condensed in there closely. But I think it says 38-28 is the score update in that one between North Andrew and Stanberry. We'll go back to Hughesville and Norman Hardin Central here. As in the last 6 seconds of that first half. And Nottoway Valley now at 56-6 still first half versus South Holt after a pick 6 from Dakota Patterson. So all Nottoway Valley in that first half. Pass was incomplete, and that'll be the end of the first half between Hughesville and Norman Hardin Central. Let's go back here to Stanberry and North Andrew to kind of see what's going on in this game. Again, it looks like 38-28 Stanberry leads. Oh, big face mask there. And a little bit of some acting going down here. Another flag that came out late. 1 second, I just want to show this one more time over here at the very end of this play. Just watch the left side here. A little bit of a tangle up here. He gets thrown on the ground late, and the extra flop at the end is just hilarious on there. I think they add the penalties at the end of that as well. As we're going, just a hilarious turn of events there between North Andrew and Stanberry. Again, Paris now up 38-6. I'm guessing that's a halftime score so far between Schuyler and Paris. Thank you, Bridget, for the update. As we're waiting for the play call here for Stanberry, they have a first and goal from about the 7-yard line or so. Halftime, Lockwood all over Ridge Hill, 42-0. So Lockwood going to roll to a undefeated regular season for their first time since they joined 8-man a couple years ago. In that big week 1 versus Archie, win versus Archie by 2 there on the road. And then last week had a big dominating win at home versus Appleton City. And then Archie also going at halftime up 46-0. Norbert Hardin Central and Hughesville 14-0 at halftime. Also at halftime, Pattonsburg 42, Albany 20. So a lot of games going to halftime here across the state. No update yet from St. Joe Christian and Princeton. Things get a little feisty here in this game. And halftime final is Nottoway Valley South Holt. So that game is final at the half on there. Nottoway Valley over South Holt 56-6 is the final score in that one. As we'll get that one updated here and everywhere else here on the spreadsheets. So it's an 8-1 regular season for Nottoway Valley as they take down South Holt today, 56-6. And I'm going to try to update everything else as we're going through the night as well, so we can, at the end of the night, look at everyone's records and where they're going to sit come playoff time here. Again, we're going to try to make some predictions here. I don't know if we'll have everything official signed here. It looks like 44 here for Stanberry. They scored there while I was looking at other scores In here, Stanberry takes the lead. Extra point is no good, but 44-28 is the score in that one now. Stanberry with the lead over North Andrew, a high-scoring game in that first half between two of the Blue Bloods in 8-man. Again, halftime, Mount Rockport over Mound City. Again, while we're at a lot of games are at halftime right now, let's look at the live scoreboard here real quick. Don't have anything for Osceola Greenfield yet, or New Heights Drexel, Jasper Osceola, Sweet Springs, and Santa Fe. I'm going to see if I can't get a few of those games real quick just to kind of get some updates for each one of those. So I'm going to go to Sweet Springs here first to see if we can't get a quick update. Yeah, so the two final scores we have for this week right now is Knox with their forfeit win over Keatsville, and then Nottoway Valley up big there as well. Real quick here, go to almost halftime. Sweet Springs with a dominating lead over Santa Fe, 42-12 on here. So the Greyhounds looking for a big win. This could be a look ahead to next week as well, as we are almost to halftime in this one. Big run here for Sweet Springs. They're going to get into the end zone for a touchdown, making it 48-12 on this one now. So Sweet Springs all over Santa Fe. Santa Fe a big win last week over Oric. Their first I-70 win in a couple of years there for the Chiefs, but don't look like that magic's going to carry over to this week as they are up big over Santa Fe. We'll wait for this 2-point conversion. They'll probably get a different game up on here and see if I can't find the Osceola Greenfield game here. So we're going to let this game kind of breathe a little bit, let the 2-point conversion happen. Here, so let's go over to Osceola Greenfield. The 2-point try was good there for Santa Fe. We're also going to go here to Osceola and Greenfield. Get a quick update in this one. And that game is at half. And it looks maybe tied at 28 is what I'm seeing with the scoreboard. Again, you guys be the judge here as I pull up the scoreboard here for Greenfield Osceola. I'm seeing 28-28 there in the bottom left as the halftime score there between the Indians and the Wildcats. So let's get that score updated here as well. On here, so 28-28. Also, thank you to Steven on here. Says St. Paul, they lead 27-6 at halftime. So again, if we look at the scoreboard that we have here, again, a lot of games at halftime here. And as we're looking at other games here, I'm going to try to get just quick looks at streams here to see if we can't find the St. Joseph Christian and Princeton game, which I know Christian uses in FHS. So that game is live over there. So I'm going to try to get that pulled up to see what we have for the live updates in that one. On here again, North Shelby, they're playing tomorrow. On their halftime here is St. Paul all over Santa Fe. And it looks like, man, the rain is really doing a number on some of this scoreboard that we're looking at right now from across the states on here. I believe Princeton's up in the first half versus St. Joe Christian on here, 20-something to 14. So it was 12-6, St. Joe Christian trailing. So again, we're going to go here. You're going to kind of go a little recap with me here in this first half. So it's like 12-6 St. Joe Christian, and then they get a touchdown here, a little pass, just over the outstretched hands of the defender. 14-12, St. Joe Christian. And look at the onside kick attempt of the kickoff here, taken by Princeton. He's taken back for a touchdown all the way off that right side. Nice return there for Princeton, as that made it 18-14. With a little pop pass to the end zone for a guard eligible. So you see here, they got two guys in the line here on the left side who are on the line of scrimmage. Both guys to the right are off. Quick pass, guard eligible. Love seeing that. That made it 20-14. Princeton. They got the onside kick to follow on there. Nice big pass play there. Again, I'm just kind of strolling through here to see if we can't find if they scored again here before the end of the half. It looks like a nice run off the right side. Called back due to a hold. Princeton's kind of stalling out here a bit on offense. This is a 4th down and about 5. Stopped by Christian, no flags. Well, trickeration here from St. Joe Christian. Had a dude open, it looks like. Flag came out for pass interference. So let's see here. I'm just going to try to skip forward a little bit here to see if there's any other. Nope, looks like 20-14 is the halftime score there between St. Joe Christian and Princeton. So we go to this one right here. St. Joe Christian down 20-14 to Princeton. Princeton looking for their first win of the season. St. Joe Christian needing a win today and a LeBlanc loss to have any chance of the 1 seed in district number 5. And also at halftime, Appleton City over Jasper, 38-0 here. So I'll get that updated here as well. Thank you for the updates in here. 50-12 on here is Sweet Springs over Santa Fe. Thank you, Stephen Raff. Update for EA over DeKalb, 48-6 EA at halftime on here. So again, you can see all the scores from around the state here. Only ones we don't have right now: Northland Christian versus KC East and New Heights versus Drexel. We'll see if we can't find those real quick. Again, not sure with New Heights with where their home games are. I don't think I found their stream last time. I was looking to try to do this on a Friday night. Nope, don't see it here as well. So no stream there for New Heights. It's going to be hard to find theirs. We'll see if we can't find Northland Christians to see if they have it being streamed tonight as well. It is. So we're looking here at Northland Christian versus KC East on here. This is a new course football field here for Northland Christian. Also doubles as their soccer facility and a baseball facility as well. So nice little sports complex for the Trailblazers. Trying to see if there's any scoreboard here. I don't see one. On here for this game. Be hard to see a score update here, but it looks like Northland just scored here against KC East. And nice little return there for KC East. Again, don't know much about KC East this year. Now both these teams played LeBlanc and both lost here in this one. Let's see if there's any other scores that we can look to update here. Let's go back and see if we can't find a bit of Bramer and Slater. Let me see if that game was still going late second quarter when we left it earlier. Yeah, we'll go to this one real quick. Last second of the first half. It is a shootout here. Bramer and Slater, 40-32. here in the first half in this one. As we have 1.7 seconds on the clock there in that first half. And at halftime, LeBlond over Lincoln 30-16. At halftime, Stewartsville Osborne trailing Platte Valley 28-12. So that game getting interesting at the half. Yeah, not sure what the stoppage is here on Slater Bramer, but should be the last play of the first half in that one. As again, most games either going to or approaching halftime. Here in this one again, tomorrow the big game is North Shelby playing Milledgeville, Illinois. The Missiles on there. It looks like Northland and Casey East going to halftime. You're not seeing what the scoreboard is for Northland Christian and Casey East. So don't really have a score update in that one at the break. But here we got Bramer and Slater. Last play of the first half. Get Haley back at his own about 25-yard line. Going to roll to his right. Going to chuck it deep downfield. It's going to be intercepted. Return back the other way. So it's going to be a block in the back there. So this return won't count here for Slater. But it's going to be the end of the first half in that one. Again, here's the Week 9 Scoreboard show. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors. See them at the bottom of the screen there. Alltech, MFA, Hanson Seed, Finney Construction, Sand Creek Farms, Cotton Body Shop, Cause Corner, KB Mechanical Services, Wilbanks Farms, all sponsoring the show again this week. So I appreciate each and every one of them on here. So I'm going to take a quick little break for my vocal cords here. You guys can see the scoreboard on your screen. And we're looking here. It looks like King City Worth County is in the second half now, based on the NFHS stream. On here, got 2nd and 10 here for King City. 2 receivers left. Metzger with a handoff and not much going there. Good defensive reps there for Worth County up front. They really stifled this King City offense. Got 3 receivers to the left here. Carlson back to pass. Going to throw all the way across the field. He's got a sample. Big reception here as he's trying to weave his ways to the secondary. He'll get smashed out of bounds inside the 25, down to about the 23. Big play there for King City. You're going to see here on the replay. Excellent arm strength here by Carlson as he rolled to his left. A little pressure by that defensive line for Worth County, and then he's able to throw it all the way across the field to Sample, who then does Sample things and gets inside the 25 for a first down for King City. Metzger does not get it. Carlson keeps it, trying to get to the edge, and he's going to get out of bounds near a first down. Got one receiver split to each side here for King City. Metzger in the backfield with Carlson. He's going to take off and go here. Can't tell if that was a flag or a piece of equipment here. It looks like it is a flag on the ground. A hold against King City is going to back him up here. You're interested in some 11-man scores. If you're interested in Northwest Missouri, the little KCI action. North Platte, West Platte tied at 20 at halftime. Central part of the state, Blair Oaks, really good. They're beating Southern Boone at halftime, 62-3 is the score there. So again, thank you everybody for watching here. We'll get some more scores here at the update here, but right now we're kind of focusing on King City, Worth County. It's going to be intercepted. That's Frisch with the interception. He's going to return it back well across midfield. Worth County's defense putting on a show today here versus King City. And watch the replay here real quick on NFHS. Trying to roll to his right here. His receiver fell down, trying to get to the flat. Didn't see the linebacker drop down there, Frisch, and he's going to make the interception. And a touchdown saving tackle there for King City. As now Worth County gets the ball back and 2-touchdown lead and trying to add on to it here in the third quarter. This is Sanders, run off the right side, and he's going to be swallowed up. Nowhere to go. Good job by that King City front. So again, that game is in the third quarter here. The two final scores we have: South Holt, Nottoway Valley wins 56-6 at halftime, and Knox County over Keatsville is the final there in a forfeit win for the Eagles of Knox County to get to 9-0 on the year. We're trying to get something going here off the right side. Going to be a minimal gain of about 3. See what's a good game to go to here. Let's see if Concordia and Wellnap is out of the break. It looks like a touchdown run by Concordia, but it was on a run play, and I did see a flag come out on here. Let's go back here to this one real quick. We got a nice little run by Ruby for Worth County. He fumbled it. Carlson recovered, and I believe we got a penalty for a holding against Worth County, but Ruby coughs it up. Carlson recovers there, so we get the interception back. Big play for the King City defense as they get a big stop there and try to get the ball back from Worth County. Again, about 6 minutes to go in the third quarter between Concordia and Wellnap, and it's tied. Sorry, it's a Concordia up 15-14. King City, Carlson back to pass. He's going to roll out to his left and take off this time, and a big hit on the sideline. And there's the flag for a possible late hit here. You can see one of the Worth County coaches on the near sideline not happy with that call. Concordia is still driving, and we're keeping an eye on that one on the side screen here. You can see on the replay here, let's kind of see where Carlson goes out of bounds here. He's really close to the sideline. That's a tough call on there. With that, don't think anything that was malicious there. Just kind of a bang-bang play on the sideline and a free 15 yards that time to King City. Also an update, Platte Valley Stewartsville, third quarter action now. That game is tied at 28 on here. So Stewartsville battling back in here. 28 to 28 is the score in that one. And we said in the live show, the previous show yesterday, don't be surprised if this game is close in the third and fourth quarter. And here we are, 28-28 in this one. Here, Worth County up 2 scores on King City, but King City driving. We're going to see what Concordia does as well. Keep an eye on them on the second screen on my side. Here, handoff off the left side for King City. Going to bring up a third down and manageable. Haas off the left side. Short gain. Carlson, keeper of the middle for King City, gets a nice little gain, enough for a first down. And it looks like 27-14 now, St. Paul leading over Oric. That game is in the third quarter. So again, if you have score updates, you want to send them in here, please put them in the comments. I'm trying to get to as many games as possible, but again, it is what it is on here, trying to get score updates while watching a couple of the bigger games as it unfolds here. And Rockport up 30-8 on Mound City, third quarter. And I believe a big stop by Wellington on fourth down and goal from the 3 turns that one over on downs on here. Again, we're going to go to that one here in just a minute. But right now, King City, they're driving, so we're keeping it in that one. I'm going to go back to see kind of what happened here. Oh, they tried a field goal here. And it was just no good, wide left on there for Concordia trying to add to their lead. You know, one of the few teams in 8-man who actually kicks field goals. Try to make it a 4-point game. We're unsuccessful on there, so still 15-14 in that one. Archie, they're up 54-0. Third quarter action over Liberal. Carlson to the end zone, caught, touchdown Sample as he is in for 6. And when King City gets on the board versus Worth County, it's a strike by Carlson. Also, if you're looking here, another update, St. Paul Lutheran goes up 34-14 on Oric, third quarter. We're going to wait for the 2-point conversion here for King City. And we're going to go here once this 2-point conversion try for King City is good for 2. We're going to go back here. Again, this is after the fourth down stop by Wellington Napoleon. It's a couple plays later on here. Another update here, Lockwood up 49-0 on Rich Hill with third quarter action. But here's the play just moments ago here. Hampton looks deep, right sideline, had a man caught behind the defense. And he is in for the touchdown. Big touchdown there for Wellington Napoleon. A big change of momentum in that one, as it was a 4th and goal from the 3. Concordia misses the field goal, and then just a couple plays later, Wellington hits on a big touchdown on there to go up 20-15 on Concordia, pinning this 2-point conversion try for the Tigers. And LeBlanc, they're up 30-22 on Lincoln. Lincoln down 38 at one point, kind of making a comeback here and keeping this game close. Here comes a 2-point try from Wellnat, trying to get the ball to the flat. It's going to be caught. 2-point conversion is good. And Wellnap goes up 22-15 on Concordia. Gets just a minute ago there. LeBlanc up 30-22 on Lincoln on here. So a couple of scores getting real close here in the second half. So again, let's look at Concordia and Wellnap. We'll go back to King City, Worth County here as they're kind of going through things. Again, that is 16-8 Worth County over King City. And apparently Mound City kicked an onside kick and recovered it. As here comes Worth County. This is Ruby. Come back the other direction. Has a lane here. And I don't think anyone's going to catch him. He gets a big block. And he's going to roll into the end zone for a touchdown for Worth County. Going to watch this kickoff return by the Tigers. All the way to the right side. Almost gets brought down. Able to reverse field. When he reverses field there, all of his blockers set up a little wall for him. He's got Bo Collins there out in front of him. Not pushing in the back, just getting in the way. And Ruby does the rest. And Worth County gets back on the scoreboard there after a nice drive by King City. Brought it to a one-score game. Worth County goes up 22-8 in that one. Two-point try here for the Tigers is denied. So 22-8 is the score still in that one. As Concordia will get the ball here as they're going to take on Wellington Napoleon. As this is Concordia, run off the left side, not gaining a whole bunch there. We're going to see if we can get on here, see if we can't find a little update here between Northern Hardin Central and Northwest Hughesville. Another update, Platte Valley goes up 36-28 on Stewartsville Osborne. Yep, we're in the third quarter here. We'll go to this one real quick as the Aggies and the Mustangs going head-to-head. 14-0 lead for Northern Hardin Central. Pfeiffer off the right side. Not much going there. As the game is in the third quarter now. 14-0. Number 5 ranked Northwest Northern Hardin Central. Hughesville, again, number 10 right now in the state. So a top 10 matchup here in Hardin between these two teams. A couple top 10 matchups here. And again, said a minute ago, Platte Valley up 36-28 on Stewartsville Osborne. So see what the Aggies have cooked up here. Low snap. Pfeiffer back to pass. Looks over the middle of the field and nearly intercepted. Knocked away. Backwards pass here for North Hardin Central, and then he's going to throw it forward afterwards. Just kind of mass chaos in that game. Again, last time we hauled for Osceola Greenfield, we basically see on the scoreboard it was 28-28 at halftime between Greenfield and Osceola. We have another halftime score. Northland Christian leading KC East 28-18. Sorry, 22-18. That game is at halftime. They're in just up the road from me here at Northland Christian. Again, I want to thank all the sponsors that are there on the bottom of the screen coming across there. They do a great job of sponsoring us each and every week. Again, 14-0 Hughesville. Trying to see Worth County looks like they got the ball back here versus King City. It might have been a fumble. It was a fumble. There was a botch on the kickoff return, and Worth County gets the ball at the King City 15. Is where they're at. Started that drive here. So we're going to go here to see if the Tigers can punch it in here. This is third down from about the 2. Sanders takes off, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Big touchdown for Worth County. Again, King City threatened there for a little bit, but Worth County goes back to business here as they go up 28-8 now over King City. So, a lot of our scores there at half or later. So, again, games we're kind of keeping an eye on. This one, of course, between Worth County and King City. And they are in for the 2-point conversion. Worth County up 30-8, just about a quarter and a half away from securing not only the GRC conference title, but also the 1 seed in district number 7. On there. It's a tough break there. The second time King City has muffed the kickoff return there. They're down 30-8 now against Worth County, the number 3 team in the state. They only lost to number 1 Rockport on here. Haven't had an update in a while here between Concordia and Wilknapp, so let's go to that game real quick. Archie, they go up 60-0 here, still third quarter versus Liberal. So all Archie in that one, as they're going to cruise to a 8-1 regular season. A little bit of broken play there for Worth County, or sorry, for Concordia. Norman Hardinger and Hughesville kind of in a dogfight, 14-0 mid-third quarter. The Aggies leading there against 2 physical football teams going at it head-to-head. So, again, if you have scores from around the state that you have on here, please feel free to put them in the comments so that we can get them updated here for the scoreboard show around the state. And again, as we look here, we'll share this tab right now while some other games are at little mini breaks here. Another update, Platte Valley, they go up 42-28 on Stewartsville Osborne. Still 6 minutes to go in that third quarter. with that. So again, that's what we have from around the state right now. The other scores, again, halftime, Osceola Greenfield tied at 28. Worth County up on King City 30-8. At halftime, Pattonsburg Albany was 42-20. And it looks like EA actually up 56-6 on DeKalb. On there was the halftime score. So big lead there for the Wolves. And LeBlanc gets a touchdown there versus Liberal. 36-22 is the lead in that one. As you can see here, if I can't find Albany TV on here to get an update with the Pattonsburg and Albany TV game. Again, not seeing the score quite yet on this one. Last time we saw was Stanbury and North End. You can see them on the screen there. 44-28 was the Stanbury score. Rich Hill, Lockwood up 63-0. That's with 2 minutes left. I'm guessing the ball game in that one. So Lockwood looking to put that game away here in the fourth quarter and finish the regular season a perfect 9-0. On here again, once we have an update here for keeping get an update here for Albany Pattonsburg for that score. Man, it'd be a lot easier if these games would not quit pausing the huddle stream whenever I'm toggling between games back and forth. Looks like still 22-15. Wellington leads Concordia with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter now in that one. So that game is in the fourth quarter. Wellnap leading Concordia. Worth County King City. Let's go back to that game real quick here. Carlson can roll right, throws downfield, and it's going to be caught by Sample, reverses field, and Ryder Sample in the open field. Not me are going to catch him. Big touchdown there for King City as they get into the end zone for a big score. I was going to watch that replay here again. And then thank you, Pattonsburg. They're up 50-32 on Albany third quarter. Carlson, nice pass here. Again, don't see it on the screen. He was able to reverse field and get a big score there for King City. But again, other scores that we have here. So King City scoring a little bit more in the second half here. Just you got to take care of the ball on offense and kind of get some stops on defense here. 2-point try looks like it is no good. So 30-14 is the score there. Worth County over King City. To go back here to Hughesville and Norburn Hardin Central. Go back here a couple plays here to see exactly how the Aggies get the ball down here at near the goal line. Let's go back a couple plays here. So we'll see how the Aggies kind of got in business here, got the ball back. Their side of midfield. One receiver to the left, a little wing. Like Deitch is the wing on the right side. Pfeiffer, handoff to Smith. Good defense that time by Hughesville. Pfeiffer, back to pass, looking deep. Caught by Caden McGinnis, I believe who it was. And I believe he got into the end zone. No, he is actually tackled there, but a big catch for McGinnis. I believe Nieders was in coverage that time for Hughesville. Again, couldn't quite see it on here. This is the next play. Up to Taven Hughes, makes the catch. And they're going to say he was down at the 1. Yes, the ball at the 1 yard line. Pfeiffer and Smith here in the shotgun, trying to punch it in for the Aggies. Low snap. Pfeiffer takes it, trying to get to the end zone. And we got a timeout by Hughesville. So after this timeout, we are almost live here. Looks like Pfeiffer just going under center here. A little tush push action here for the Aggies as he is no signal. They're saying he was not in on that one. So let's see if they try it again here. And I believe they called a touchdown this time. Yeah, so 20-0. Northern Hardin Central over Northwest Hughesville in that one. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Final score there: Lockwood takes down Rich Hill. 63-0 is the final score in that one. So big win for Lockwood. Two-point try is caught and good for Northwest Hardin Central there as they go up 22-0 on Northwest Hughesville. And again, as I'm going to update some other scores here around the state, Lockwood with a dominant 63-0 win over Rich Hill. As Lockwood's going to end the year at a perfect 9-0, and Rich Hill will fall to 0-9. Thank you again to Kent for the update there in the comments. Appreciate you. Real quick, let's look here at Concordia and Wellnav. Try to get live in this one. It is 28-15 Wellington Napoleon here. So a 2-score lead for the Tigers, and they have the ball here. That was a 2-point conversion attempt, I believe, there. So let's go back just a couple of plays here to see. So again, this is how Wellknap scored here to make it a 2-score lead. Had like Kolkmeyer with a great catch in the back of the end zone. Concordia's coaching staff trying to say that he was out of the back of the end zone. We're going to a quick little replay review of that to see if he got that ball down inbounds. That's going to be super close. I believe he did get his feet in on there. Great catch there by Wellington Napoleon as they go up 28-15 on Wellknap. That game is in the fourth quarter, and Wellington with a chance to win the I-70 this year. In the third quarter, Mound City and Rockport up 36-8 going into the fourth quarter. It was 30-0 at halftime there. Mound City wins the third quarter against Rockport there, kind of a back and forth ball game. There in that third quarter, Mound City playing some ball control keep away. And they're going to the fourth quarter in Grant City with Worth County up 30-14, trying to get to 8-1 in the regular season. If that score holds, King City would fall to 7-2. If you are curious on here, Mid-Buck played East Buck today, and it was all Mid-Buck 63-7 over them. Also, Maryville at 44-0 on Lafayette. So a couple of scores there. So again, 28-15 is the score there for Wellington. In Concordia. So Wellknap looking to secure a conference championship there. I mean, that's been Concordia's kind of conference there here as of late. Again, if I look at our 8-man history here and some conference champions last 4 years here in the I-70 on here. Oric won in 21 and 22. Concordia and Sweet Springs shared it in 23, and then 24 last year. Concordia won it outright. So Wellington, their second year of 8-man, trying to secure that conference championship. So we'll see what Worth County has on this one. There's a little replay here. This was Sanders off that left side with plenty of room to run. for the Tigers. Finally gets shoved out of bounds. So Concordia needs to score. They need to score in a hurry there. Down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. Here, Worth County trying to get going here. I think it's Stevens on the carry. Trying to get to the edge. Again, about to go to the fourth quarter between Norburn, Hardin Central, and Northwest Hughesville with the Aggies up 22-0. Let's see here also while all these games are kind of going on here. Again, we have a penalty against Worth County in this one, bringing it back as we're going. Concordia still trying to move there versus Wellington Napoleon. I'm going to try to pull the Bramer game back up here on Huddle as well to kind of see where they're at with Slater. That's an important game for seeding-wise for Bramer there in their district as they're trying to maybe get a 3 seed. And that game is in the third quarter. It's 48-32. Bramer leads in that one. So a 2-score lead for the Bobcats. As right now, Northland Christian, they're up at halftime as well on there with Santa Fe. Sorry, Oric losing to St. Paul right now. Could be a chance that Oric is the 5 seed in that one. The chance of them hosting, going to Northland Christian there in that first round on here. Sorry, Oric beat Northland Christian back in week 1. So then at Oric, they would host Northland there in that 4-5 matchup if they were to play there. I forgot that game happened back in week 1. Oric, they're losing though right now 40-14 to St. Paul Lutheran. So right now St. Paul all in control. That game is in the fourth quarter as well there. So St. Paul going to get a big win over Oric there. Again, more penalties here against Worth County. This is going to be whatever down and a country mile here. Yeah, first and forever. You can't even see the sticks there for that one. And it looks like time almost running out here for Worth County. They got to run to the line quickly and get set. On here, going to be a little stoppage here. And it looks like Sweet Springs all over Santa Fe 64-12. While we're in a timeout here, this was the last play here for Concordia on here. Deep pass on the left sideline. Caught for a touchdown. Concordia gets the score there. Again, make it 28-21. And I believe Concordia did kick the extra point to make it a 6-point ball game there in that one. Let's go to live stream there. Yep, 4.5 to go, 6-point game. See if Wellington Napoleon can run up that clock and get a big win over Concordia. Concordia will kick it deep to Wellnap. Big return here for the Tigers. They get now near midfield. And we'll go back to Worth County, King City after the timeouts. See one receiver split to the right here for Worth County. Sanders under center. Had some movement down across the line for King City. Trying to get to the outside, and a great tackle by Landon Carlson as he cuts down Lucas Frisch for minimal gain there. So the first down is all the way inside the 6-yard line, and they are at the 36-yard line or so. I mean, they're way back here. If you're King City, yeah, ball's at their own 36. It is 2nd and 30 coming up here for the Tigers. And looks like Archie is now up 70-0 on Liberal, sorry. Quick pass to Bo Collins in the flat. And he's going to drag a couple of defenders and finally get taken to the ground. So again, 70-0 Archie. That game is in the fourth quarter now between Liberal and Archie. As Archie's going to improve to 8-1 in the year, Liberal is going to fall in that one. And 3.5 to go in Concordia with them and Wellnap. Wellnap up by 6. Platte Valley, they're now up 42-38 to 28 into the third quarter against Stewartsville. So Platte Valley with a 2-score lead going into the fourth quarter against Stewartsville. And again, points become an issue there when it comes to district seeding on here, as a 14-point win for Platte Valley would be a full win in the Mission Point system. Also, looks like a first down for Worth County. I missed what happened there, but Worth County with a big first down was able to convert that long sticks game there after a couple penalties. And that could be a backbreaker here. They're trying to extend their 16-point lead. And again, Northern Harness took up 22-0 going into the fourth against Northwest Hughesville. Hand up the middle, not much going there for Worth County. I'm keeping an eye on here on Wellington and Concordia, as Wellnap is leading in that one. Kolkmeyer with a big catch, and he's going to have enough for a first down and still moving the pile here as Inman trying to strip the ball loose, able to finally bring him down at about the 25. And Wellnap and Concordia going down to the wire here with 3.5 to go in Concordia. I-70 Conference Championship on the line in that one. See what Worth County can do here on, looks like, second and goal from about the 4. Sanders is down about the half-yard line. For Wellnap, first play and first down, not much there. You can tell that Concordia trying to force some fumbles here, trying to swipe at the ball to get it loose. And about 10 minutes to go in Hardin as Northern Hardin leads Northwest Hughesville 22-0. In the third quarter, between Bramer and Slater, it's still 48-32. Bramer leads there in that one. About 4 minutes to go in that one. And we're trying to see what exactly is going on there in the Worth County game. We're going to go here to Concordia and Wellnap. A little bit of a stoppage here for a timeout. It's Concordia trying to stop the clock and get the ball back. Again, just under 2 minutes to go in the game here. 6-point lead for Wellnap. Still trying to see what happened here in this Worth County game. Looks like it was a touchdown there, and there was a flag at the end of the play for some extracurriculars on there. Platte Valley goes up 48-28 now on Stewartsville Osborne. So Platte Valley pulling away here in the fourth quarter against Stewartsville. And it looks like it was a penalty after the play against Worth County. They're going to assess it on the 2-point conversion here. So it's going to be a 2-point conversion from the 18-yard line. I don't think Worth County coaches love the penalty there, based on what I can see from the reaction on the sideline. And I believe Wellnap may have got a first down on that one, and they can bleed a lot of the clock here. And Lincoln now trailing 36-28 to LeBlanc. We might get that game up here on the huddle here soon, as that's now just a one-score game in the fourth quarter. And this was the touchdown here 2-point try for Worth County was no good. So I believe that made it 36-14. Again, haven't updated that one in a little bit here. We go here to Northern Hardin Central and Northwest Hughesville to see what's going on in this one. Pfeiffer looking deep for a man. It's going to be caught by Deitch. Huge catch there for the Aggies. Hand off to Smith. Not much going there off that left side. Little counter play to the right. To Deitch again. Good tackling for Hughesville. 3rd down and 8. And a beautiful pass here from Pfeiffer for the touchdown to kind of put this game away. That makes it 28-0. Here comes a 2-point conversion. Pfeiffer throws back to Smith, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. Make it 30-0. Northern Hardin Central over Hughesville. We'll take that one off of the rotation now, as that game is pretty much over at this point. Big win for the Aggies, as they're going to beat Northwest Hughesville soundly in that one. Again, close game throughout, but the Aggies just kind of wore them down 30-0 there for Northern Hardin Central. Here, back to Concordia and Wellnap. Also, update here. Thank you to Daniel Amanda Graff Phipps here. 48-50 between North Andrew and Stanberry. 3rd quarter still in that one. We might bring that one back on the live stream here in just a little bit as well. Once some of these other games go final here across the state. And I believe this game is going to be final. Big win for Wellnap as they take down Concordia 28-22, and Wellington Napoleon will be your I-70 conference champions here in this one. Big win for Wellnap as they win 28-22. Huge win for Wellington Napoleon. So let's get that one updated here on everything in the sheets. Update the standings as well. Concordia gets their first loss in I-70 play. 7-2 regular season finish for Wellington Napoleon. Their only 2 losses to North Shelby and Northern Hardin Central, both ranked in the top, I think, 8 or 9 right now in the state. So a big win for Wellnap. You see them celebrating on the field there, the I-70 conference champion, Wellington Napoleon Tigers. Congratulations to them on here. And again, if I go back to the scoreboard here, you guys can see the scoreboard show that is going live. We're going to take Northern Hardin Central and them off of there. So again, that's what we have for the live scoreboard at the moment. Some other scores here. I'm actually going to try to get LeBlanc pulled up here with them and Lincoln here for this 4th quarter action to see if we can catch the end of that game on their huddle. Again, haven't got an update in the final yet between Rockport and Mountain City. But last time we saw, Rockport was up 36-8. LeBlanc just scored again. On here. So we're going to see. We're going to So again, let's go here to LeBlanc and Lincoln. Nice little run here for Kissel off that left side. We're going to try to see where LeBlanc scored here. Little pitch out to the left side here. And I believe that's David Arbor on the carry. Again, Huddle Stream is freezing here a little bit as we went back, but he's able to break that for a long touchdown run. And LeBlanc did not get the 2-point conversion, but the damage was done there. They now lead 42-28 over Lincoln on here. So again, LeBlanc with a win today would secure the 1 seed in district number 5. No matter what St. Joe Christian does today. You've actually just had that final score there. We went live there. Final score, Wellington Napoleon over Concordia 28-22. Big win there for Wellington. Get that I-70 conference championship. And LeBlanc actually did get that 2-point conversion, made it 44-28. On here, so a full 2-score lead for LeBlanc in this one in the fourth quarter. So it could be a huge win for LeBlanc. And again, if we're going to go back here, this is KVVL on Facebook on here, their broadcast of Worth County and King City. We're going to take a listen here.
Just about the Worth County 14.
Been a hectic last few minutes. Flags on each of the last 3 plays. Let's see if we can get some clean ball going now.
Metzger up the middle for the Cats, trying to get the first. We'll have to wait for the signal. They're calling third down. Third down and 1 now for King City. Down 22 with 6:45 left to play. They've got to try to score and fast so they can still stop that Worth County offense.
Absolutely. Got to be thinking King City. You want to be running this as fast as you can. Third and short, under 6 minutes. You need some touchdowns in a hurry. They hustle to the line.
Bunch formation here. Carlson pitches it to Metzger. He nearly let that ball go, but he'll get a couple and get the first down.
So good, powerful run by the King City running back, number 5, Graham Metzger, senior on this Wildcat team, picking up the first down. So now first and goal for the Wildcats, but that keeps the clock moving.
As much as King City likes to pass, they'd like to see some catches, but incompletes would be fine as well. Carlson now letting it go. Ball tipped at the line, falls harmlessly to the ground. There were a lot of Tigers there. Take a deep breath if you're hanging on for King City.
I believe that was Bo Collins jumping up there, tipping that pass. He had an open Ryder Sample in the corner of the end zone there, so Bo Collins saves that touchdown from happening because Ryder Sample all alone in the far side of the end zone.
Looks like Jax Jundy and Wayne Scott both checking out. So that might leave Sample as the lone receiving option here. He is far to the right by himself. Metzger in the backfield. Bringing in some extra big boys here. Pitching it out to Sample now. He's letting it go. Looking for Carlson. I think incomplete.
What a play call, play design that was there.
Got the space. I didn't know what Sample was going to be able to do, but he had time to throw, and 2 Tigers make that a tough catch. But Carlson still had a shot in the back of the end zone.
Carlson fades out right, quickly gets it to Sample. Sample turns around. As soon as he turns around, quarterback Landon Carlson taken off up the field, almost reeled in the touchdown, but 2 Tiger defenders there able to break that one up. So now a third and goal from the Tiger 9 for King City.
They get out of the jumbo set. 3 receivers to the right. Carlson scrambling, letting it go. Not Sample. Jax Jundy touchdown. Go ahead, Dylan.
I was just going to say, first touchdown of the night for Jax Jundy. Third touchdown in the air for Landon Carlson.
King City cutting it back to within 2 scores at the moment, trying to make it 14 here.
Jax Jundy, only a sophomore on this King City team, reeling in that last touchdown. A lot of sophomore promise here for King City.
Very young team. As up the middle, they try and push it. Waiting for the call. 2-point is good. 14-point lead now for Worth County.
So that's good, a little bit on there as we're looking a quick win there for, or a quick little score there for King City, makes it 36-22. Also a final score here, Rockport takes down Mountain City 36-14. Last time we had for Princeton game, they were up at halftime against St. Joe Christian 20-14. We'll see if we can't find an update for that one here momentarily on here. And again, Northern Hardin Central up 30-0 on Northwest Hughesville. As we're looking at scores from around the state here, let's go here real quick. While we're looking for those scores, we have a Lincoln versus LeBlanc. LeBlanc up 2 scores as of right now. So again, right here, we got second down and about 8 coming here. Looks about 3 minutes to go in the game, I believe, here between Lincoln and LeBlanc. So again, Mountain City with a valiant effort against Rockport, losing 36-14 after being down 30-0 at halftime. Mountain City kind of shrunk the game in the second half and was able to limit to Rockport. I think only 3 possessions in that second half as we're looking here. Also, man, it's hard to read the scoreboard there in the Princeton St. Joe Christian game. But if we go to that game here real quick, 36-32 is what I'm guessing that says. St. Joe Christian leading in that one, 36-32 is my assumption there. So we're going to put that on the scoreboard. So 36-32, and that's in the third quarter, I think. I don't know. It's hard to tell with that scoreboard. Again, not very clear on the NFHS stream on there, but a nice little lead there for Christian as that game's a dogfight here in the third quarter, I believe. We're about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, I believe, between LeBlanc and Lincoln. 2-score lead for the Golden Eagles. There was a penalty against LeBlanc here. Again, inside the red zone here. We'll keep an eye on that game. As over here, again, nice little replay here for St. Joe Christian. Little option play off the right side. And he keeps it in for the touchdown. So a big touchdown there for the Lions. That makes it 42-32, paying this 2-point conversion here. So we're going to put that up on the scoreboard. So St. Joe Christian, after being down at halftime, is able to come back and retake the lead here and extend it here with 2:24 to go. 2-point try is no good. Can't tell if this is the third or fourth quarter, but St. Joe Christian does have the lead there, 42-32. That might be fourth quarter there in the bottom screen. It is the fourth quarter there in that one. So looks like St. Joe Christian is going to hold on for a win. They're up 10 points in the fourth quarter against Princeton. Weirder things have happened. That game's not over yet, of course, but that's what we have at the moment on there. And a final score, Sweet Springs takes down Santa Fe on here by a final score of 64-26. So a big win for Sweet Springs. They will play Santa Fe next week, actually, as we look at the 4-5 matchup in that one. But a big win for Sweet Springs, 64. Trying to find them here on my list here. 64-26 win for the Greyhounds. See if Lincoln can get in the end zone here. Get the ball to Dawson Parrott trying to go off the outside. He is tracked down. Good job of the LeBlanc defense to bottle him up. Not an easy task. It is still 36-22 Worth County over King City, but we're going to go to this one real quick because King City has the ball and going no huddle here. So we'll look at this real quick. It's 36-22. We have a quick timeout here. We'll keep it. So we will go to this game instead here. This is Lincoln and LeBlond. Just under 4 minutes to go. 2-score lead for LeBlond. Looking towards the end zone for Parrott. I believe that was on 4th down. Couldn't quite complete it. Big stop. There's like David Arbour was the guy in coverage that time for LeBlond. Big stop, and LeBlond will now have a 1st down and 10 from their own 15, but a chance to milk some clock and get a big win. Was it 33 to the Aggies hit a field goal at the end of that game? It was 30-0 at one point on here. Looks like a big win for Northern Hardin Central over Northwest Hughesville. Just double check for me real quick. Watson on there. Just Daphne, was it 30 or 33? I know it was 30. I didn't know if the Aggies hit a field goal or not. And here, big run for Kissel for LeBlond. Ball came out as he hit the ground. Either way, big win for Northern Hardin Central over Northwest Hughesville as they get to 9-0 in the regular season. in the Central River, 4-0 in the South Division. So great season there for the Aggies, and they feel like they're not done quite yet on here. So they have taken down Hughesville, they've taken down Wellington Napoleon on here. They can see both again here in their playoff track. So we'll put 33-0 down here for Northwest Hughesville Northern Hardin Central over Hughesville in that one. Big win for the Aggies. This game kind of winding down. We're going to go away from it for a little bit. There's not much happening in LeBlond Lincoln as LeBlond just trying to milk this clock and get that game kind of finalized here. We'll go to this one real quick. Princeton has a 4th down and 4 right around midfield, down 10 points with about 2 minutes to go in the ball game here. So we're going to see if Princeton can pick this up and make this a game here, or if it's going to be Cedar Christian kind of closing this win out. Quick pressure here. Avoids it initially. Has a man in the flats. Going to be a 1st down for Princeton on here. Great play by Mitchell Walker at quarterback to avoid the pass rush and pick up a big 1st down for Princeton. You're going to watch it here on this replay. The guy on the top of the screen here, right there at nose tackle, won immediately. Couldn't quite bring him down. And he's able to scramble out and find a guy in the flat on there. And Platte Valley defeats Stewartsville. Up on Stewartsville, 56-34. On here, that's still with 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Here, Princeton's still trying to get some points on the board here. And we have another final here. St. Paul Lutheran takes down Oric. 47-14 is the final in that one. Big win for the Saints. So 47-14. Let me get that updated as well. Everywhere that I needed updated here for as we get ready for all the district seating stuff to be finalized today and tomorrow on here. So again, a big win for St. Paul. They're going to finish the regular season 4-5, 3-2 in the I-70. Nice season there for St. Paul. Santa Fe, Oric falling to 2-7. 0-5 in the I-70 and 1-7 in conference play. I just said their Sweet Springs, they got a big win as well. 3-6. They're going to finish 2-3 in the I-70. 3-6 overall. Santa Fe with their loss, going to finish 1-4 in the I-70, 2-6 in conference play, and 3-6 overall there for them. So I'm going to get that adjusted here for the I-70. So the final standings there in the I-70 is going to go Wellington, Napoleon, Concordia, St. Paul, Sweet Springs, Santa Fe, and then Oric at the last spot there in the I-70. So if we take a quick look at that on here, as we have 4th and 12 coming up here for Princeton, we'll keep it there. That looks at the final standings there in the I-70. And North Andrew now up on Stanberry, 56-50. On here, that game should be in the 4th quarter now. Back and forth ball game between the Cardinals and the Bulldogs. 2 Blue Bloods and 8-man. Down a little bit this year, but still putting on a show on this Friday night in Week 9. Deep pass to the end zone. Incomplete. A flag does come out, though. I believe they're late for pass interference, so Princeton has new life there after that penalty. LeBlanc, 2.5 minutes to go there, has a 4th down and about 7. Just inside the Lincoln 30-yard line. Let's see if they decide to punt the ball away here and get the ball back to Lincoln or try to go for it on here. Actually, going to be a penalty against LeBlanc there. They're trying to get things reset. Again, 42-32. We got 1st and goal on here. And it's going to be a touchdown for Princeton, I believe. It is. Touchdown Princeton, as they're going to pull this game just ever so closer, 42-38. Princeton battling here, looking for their first win of the season. And it looks like it was 30-0. The Aggies over Hughesville. So again, I'll get that updated here. Two-point try for Princeton is no good. So it's a 4-point ball game there between Princeton and St. Joe Christian on there. So we'll keep an eye on that one as we're counting down the minutes here for the rest of these ball games. We're going to see if I can't pull up here. 2:50 to go in the ball game. Worth County up 36-22 on King City. So we're probably going to go away from that game for a little bit here as Worth County is going to try to milk the clock there. And in that one, we're going to go real quick and see if we can't get Albany TV pulled up to get an update on Albany and Pattonsburg. And we're going to look at that real quick here. So listen here.
Then the play clock. So that is the final. But, man, what a game tonight here in Albany as these Warriors gave everything they had here on senior night and make this a heck of a game. Everybody, a lot of people came into this game thinking it was going to be a blowout in favor of Pattonsburg, but the Warriors offense came up and showed up, and their defense made some big plays as well. We'll be back with the BTC Bank postgame and tonight's winner, Circle Trophies and Awards North player of the game when we come back in a moment. 64-56 is the final. Pattonsburg comes away with the victory. They go to 8-1 on the season. Warriors fall a game under 500 and fall to 4-5. 6 is the final. Defense made some big plays as well. We'll be back with the BTC Bank postgame and tonight's winner, Circle Trophies and Awards North player of the game when we come back in a moment. 64-56 is the final. Pattonsburg comes away with the victory.
So you hear there, 64-56 was the final there. Big win for Pattonsburg, but Albany, again, played them tough there. Only an 8-point win there for Pattonsburg. I said in the preview show, those games have been weird the last couple of years, and Albany nearly pulls off the upset against Pattonsburg. Here, as you see, Lincoln going out of bounds. Final score, Platte Valley defeats Stewartsville Osborne 56-34 is the final in that one. So let me get a couple of those final scores put in here as well. Again, Pattonsburg 64-56 over Albany on here. And then what's the one I just had there as well? Yeah, Platte Valley over Stewartsville Osborne 56-34 was the final there. So a big win for Platte Valley. Didn't get a final score yet from Paris. So if anyone has that final score for the Coyotes, would love to have that. Again, we're about a minute 30 left in this LeBlanc-Lincoln game on here. See if we go to live here between St. Joe Christian and Princeton. Looks like the Lions got the onside kick attempt on here. So now they're going to be able to have a chance to kneel this one out. So this game is going to go final as well. St. Joe Christian takes down Princeton, though, 42-38. Princeton put up a great fight here in their Week 9 game against St. Joe Christian. The Lions get a win here, and they're going to secure that 2 seed in district play. So let me get that here for Mets. Final score, 42-38 is the final there. Big win for St. Joseph Christian. Thank you there. It looks like Paris wins 61-14 over Schuyler. Appreciate you for that update on that one as well. So again, we're going to try to update some other scores that are final here and coming down to the waning moments here of Week 9. Everything is up to date there as we look. And we just had 3 games kind of go final. Finally get updates here for each one of those. We're going to update the scoreboard on here as well in the standings. Albany falls to 3-4 in the GRC, 4-5 in the regular season. Pattonsburg improves to 6-1, 8-1 overall. St. Joe Christian with a big win gets to 4-5 overall, 3-4 in conference play. Princeton falls to 0-7 in conference, 0-9 overall, but put up a very valiant effort today in that loss to St. Joe Christian. In the 275, Platte Valley gets a win. They're going to finish 3-4 in conference play and 4-5 overall. Stewartsville Osborne falls to 2-7 overall and 1-6. 1-8 overall, I believe, for Stewartsville Osborne. Let me double check that with what we had. Yeah, it should be 1-8 overall and 1-6 in the conference play for Stewartsville Osborne, but a good effort versus Platte Valley. And again, we also had Paris going 5-2 in conference, 1-2 in the North Division. Going to finish the regular season 6-3. Schuyler going to finish 1-7, 0-3 in the North Division, and 1-4 overall versus Central River opponents on there. For the Rams, they will play Keatsville next week in district play. Again, this game is final here. Good win for St. Joe Christian over Princeton. We'll go back here for Lincoln and LeBlanc, trying to finish up this game here on this one. Other scores, we want to get to a final here. Let's go see if we can't find an update with Osceola here on this one. Again, under a minute to go here between LeBlanc and Lincoln. On a great game here in the fourth quarter. We're going to go this one real quick. Osceola and Greenfield. It is 42-48. Greenfield leads here. And Osceola has the ball there in this one. So again, 48-42. Osceola trying to tie this game up, maybe take the lead here. Again, we're in the fourth quarter between the Indians and the Wildcats. About 2 minutes to go in this one. Osceola trying to call a timeout, looks like, here to kind of get things talked over here. And it's another game that is final. Worth County does take down King City. 36-22 is the final in that one. Worth County is your GRC champions, and they will be the 1 seed in their district as well. So a big win for the Tigers, and also for King City, playing tough with one of the top teams in the state there. Really a good thing to see there for the Wildcats going into district play to hang with Worth County in that one. I think there will be a big threat there in that district. They could see that game as a possible rematch if King City can get through Pattonsburg in the second round of districts. So again, if we look up here, Worth County finishes 7-0 in the GRC, 8-1 overall. King City finishes 5-2 in the GRC, 7-2 overall. Going to finish third in the conference, right behind Pattonsburg. So the conference standings there in the GRC. Once I get all this moved around again, we still have to wait for North Andrew and Stanberry to go final. But as of right now, Worth County 7-0, Pattonsburg 6-1, King City 5-2. If North Andrew beats Stanberry, then North Andrew, Albany, and St. Christian will all finish 3-4. Stanberry would finish 1-6, and Princeton 0-7. If not, Stanberry could go 2-5 in conference play. North Andrew would also finish 2-5, 3-4 for both Albany and St. Joseph Christian. So we'll keep an eye on that one to see how that game kind of closes itself out on here. Trying to see if there is a update here. There is. Northland Christian with a big win over KC East on here. Northland Christian gets to 3-5 on the season. Big win there for the Trailblazers. They beat KC East Christian 30-18 is the final in that one. So you can see here with a minute to go. So again, this was third down and 1 from about the 5-yard line. If we go back here and watch this again, I was updating some other stuff. Didn't get to see exactly what happened here. Run off the right side and down inside the 1 on here. So Osceola trying to get the ball into the end zone here. It's going to be first and goal from about the 1-yard line coming up here for Osceola. We're also going to pull up Bramer Slater here as well because that's a big one. No stream for Drexel tonight, so don't know how their games are going versus New Heights. Haven't seen any updates for the Drexel game. Also, North Andrew, they're now up 64-50 on Stanberry. So North Andrew starting to pull away a little bit there from Stanberry and trying to get that win secured. Another update, Bramer up 62-44. Third quarter, it looks like, with 8 minutes to go. It's still third quarter. I would think that's almost the fourth quarter now. 62-44 is the score in that one right now, though. Bramer and Slater. As look here, Platte Valley got a win over Stewart's Osborne 56-34. Big win for Platte Valley as they get that. Again, after this game goes final here between Osceola and Greenfield. Again, Osceola runs some clock down, I think trying to make sure Greenfield doesn't have a chance to score here. Ball's at the 6-yard line. You still think Osceola, you won't get enough chances to get the ball in the end zone, though. Second down, you go from the 6. Oh, sorry. Is the scoreboard flipped here? It should be 48-42 OC. I'm real confused on the scoreboard here because the scoreboard says 42-48 like Osceola lost, but their kids are celebrating like they won. Is that 42-40? Is that what that says? Not a 48 on here. So I think it's 42-40 on here. Let's go back here and see if there's a announcement of the scoreboard here over the intercom.
And that should do it. The Greenfield Wildcats 40 and your Osceola Indians 42.
So it was 42-40 in that one. So again, couldn't quite see there. I thought it was an 8. That was a 0. And Osceola wins in a nail biter over Greenfield 42-40 is the final in that one. Big win there for the Indians. They just had to get that first down at the end to roll some clock down. So 42-40 for that. East Atchison, they were up 56-6 at halftime. Didn't see a final score in that one yet. Again, I'm going to check Misha here in just a minute. Again, Misha's website might be down as well because it's always the last weekend of the year, and it's always a little bit chaotic there on the Misha website. But a big win there for Osceola. Don't have a final score for Appleton and Jasper either. So if you guys have that final score, send them in on there. I'm going to see if Mish's website's going to work here. We shall see. It's always kind of hit or miss on this final Friday of the season. 8-man here. No updates yet on the Misha site for some of those final scores that we are still looking for. But again, I want to get Osceola is going to go to 5-4 on the season. Greenfield's going to fall to 2-7 on here. Osceola looking at the 5 seed in district number 2. Greenfield stuck at the 4 seed in district number 1. So again, that game is final. On here, we're going to go to this one instead here. This is, of course, Slater and Bramer. It is 68-44. This game's still in the third quarter. My goodness. So that game's going to last a little bit there. We will not stay up for the whole game, I don't think, on that one, just because that game could last another 30 to 40 minutes on there. And we've already been on there for 2.5 hours today. So let's see here. As we'll keep it on this one. On here, other scores we're looking for, and we're going to look at some other scores around the state here. The big 3 on here, LeBlanc and Slater. Sorry, LeBlanc and Lincoln. Lincoln trailing 44-28 last time we saw there. We'll see if that game went final. Again, that was a little bit ago. There were still just a few seconds left, and now there's just 1 second left. It looks like on here, so a chance to kind of close this game out for LeBlanc. Here, once they come out of this timeout, we will go to this one real quick. Just want you guys look at the scoreboard. That's up there right now. Again, no updates for New Heights and Drexel. And just got an update that North Andrew is up 70-50 now on Stanberry. So that game's starting to fall apart a bit for Stanberry in this second half. As we'll go to this real quick, this is going to be the final play of this game on here between Lincoln and LeBlanc. LeBlanc's going to win this one. They're up 44-28. We'll see if Lincoln, again, this could be important for district standings here. Lincoln needs a touchdown here to maybe keep this 3 seed away from Drexel. Ball up the sideline is going to be caught into the end zone. Touchdown for Lincoln. That's huge on here. We will have a 2-point try coming up here. It's only a 10-point game now. And again, that touchdown might be the difference between Lincoln being the 3 seed and playing Appleton in the second round, or being the 4 seed and facing Archie in the second round on here. So we're trying to see what exactly is going to be happening there. And that, again, that's a big touchdown on there for district seedings on here. Is right now it's a 10-point game. Again, this 2-point conversion also important. Can make it an 8-point game and kind of help Lincoln out. Even though it's a loss, it's a less hurtful loss if you lose by less points on here with that Misha system on here. They do for the point system here. So this 2-point conversion is very important. And in for the 2, but a flag coming down. I think they're going to have assisting the runner here, because in high school you cannot push directly behind the ball carrier. So it is assisting the runner there. So it's a penalty against Lincoln. So you can't push in high school on there. It's illegal. With that, so they're going to redo the 2-point conversion. Lincoln going to try it again on here to put it in for 2. And I said there a minute ago, Northland, they did beat Casey East 30-18 on there. So good win for Northland. Again, the only scores we don't have final four. We don't have final for Jasper Appleton City quite yet on here. And I believe they turned the scoreboard off there pretty fast. I didn't watch this 2-point conversion. And they're just going to, that can be the game there. It looks like it is on there. So no second try there for Lincoln. I don't think that one counted on here. We'll double check there at the end. Again, LeBlanc turned their scoreboard off as soon as the game went final, so I didn't even see if there was a correction on there for that. Hate when schools do that. As you're looking here, Bramer and Slater, it is 70-44 with still 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. I'm going to ask you real quick. So again, that's what we have on here. Also, I'm going to do a quick thing here and share this link here to see if anybody of the media poll brethren want to join in on the show here at the very end on here. Again, we're at about almost 10 o'clock here on this Friday night. Let's see. So just that link in there to them real quick to kind of see if they'd want to do that on here. Again, I'm going to send it to Coach Dean too to see if he wants to jump in. So again, nice job here. This is Slater trying to cut into this lead a little bit here. Again, Bramer trying to secure the 3 seed in their district with a win here over Slater. I'm going to see if I can find the EA DeKalb game on Huddle on here to see what that final score was. Don't know if they live streamed it or not. Don't see it on there. Let's see if DeKalb is instead on NFHS. Yeah, that was 56-6 at halftime, so I didn't know if that game went final or not. Again, not seeing it anywhere on there. So, just unsure with that one. Again, we still have Bramer and Slater here. 4 minutes to go in this third quarter, 70-44 on here. As we're going. So again, this game kind of winding down here. Other scores, we're looking for a final. I'm going to try to get North Andrew and Stanbury pulled back up here on the Huddle. And we have a touchdown here for Slater, as it's now 70-50 in this game as well. Yeah, that was 70-50 with about 3 minutes to go, and the Huddle stream, I believe in this one, did not last long enough. Again, 2.5 to go. We had a long run here by North Andrew. They put it in for a touchdown to make it 76-50 on here. So again, this was the long run right at the end of the Huddle stream for North Andrew. So it does look like North Andrew's going to get the win here. It looks like we have a final score 64-6 was EA over DeKalb was the final there. So a big win for the Wolves over DeKalb. So again, there you saw the touchdown run by North Andrew. So let's get this updated here. EA 64-6. And the standings here, we'll update that as well. In the 275, East Atchison is going to finish the year 4-3 in conference play, 5-4 overall. DeKalb 0-9 in overall, 0-7 in 275 conference play. That one's going to be a straight finish, 1 through 8 in the 275, as all those games are final. Rockport, Nottoway Valley, Mountain City, EA at 4, followed by Platte Valley and South Holt, Stewartsville, and DeKalb at the very bottom on there. And let's make it North Andrew now up 78-50 on Stanbury. We would go to that game, but you can see there the Huddle stream cut off. So that game is no longer an option to go to. But fortunately for us, we still have Slater and Bramer on here. 70-52 is the score in that one. Yep, good job to the boys up at EA, as they're going to secure that 4 seed in districts. On here, Lincoln, they did fall to 4-3 on the year. LeBlanc improved to 5-4, clawing their way back above 500 at the later part of this season. On here, let's see as well. So again, I'm going to go with the final score on that one was 44-34. If it was 44-36, we will get to it later on here. But a big win there for LeBlanc as they're going to secure, I believe, the 1 seed in their district on here. So again, this is Slater versus Bramer, one of the last scores to go final here in the state. And again, I'm going to try to see if I can find the final score for Appleton City on Prepcast here. They were up big on Jasper at halftime. Just going to try to get that final score as we're looking. As this game is kind of winding down. The scores that aren't final yet, Slater Bramer, Appleton Jasper, trying to find that. Drexel New Heights, you have that score, please send it in. Stanbury North Andrew is still playing. Everything else we have is a final at this point. And look at the final score there was 52-0. Appleton City over Jasper was the final in that one. So the Dogs bounced back after a loss last week to Lockwood. Take care of Jasper on there. So again, Appleton City finishes 5-1 in the WeMo, 7-2 overall. Jasper will fall to 4-5, 2-4 in conference play. On that one again, the WeMo. On here, Archie 6-0, conference play 8-1 overall. Appleton 5-1 in conference, 7-2 overall. Drexel 4-2. Believe they're going to finish 6-3. Haven't seen the New Heights final score there as of right now, but they'd finish still third in the conference. Jasper and Liberal both at 2-4 with that, and then Rich Hill, they are 0-6 in conference on here. Dykstra, I don't think I'm doing the live show for this next week on here because I'm not going to be able to go and live look at teams like I am with this right here. I think I might see you up in Tarkio for that. I might make my return to the old stomping grounds for those games next week on there. With that, with the first round of districts happening. Other scores, let's see here if anything else is final. I can't believe this game is still just in the third quarter, by the way. 70-52. With that, again, if you have any updates for New Heights and Drexel, please send them my way. I'll check the Misha side again to see if anyone has entered them there. Oh, there we go. Final score, Drexel 70, New Heights 20 is the final in that one. So a big win for Drexel to finish the year 6-3. And now we just wait for Misha points to come through to see who is going to be the 3 seed in that district on here. Because right now that's going to be super close between 6-3 Drexel and 4-3 Lincoln of who actually gets that 3 spot in district number 2. On here, and again, is this game still going 70-52 in the late third quarter? With that, I'm going to do it. With that, got to see my boys up in EA. I haven't been up to Tarkio since I moved away, so I want to go up there to kind of see everybody and do a little reunion there. Again, other score we have here: North Andrew Stanbury 78-50. That game's still going on here and not quite final in there. Also, if you're interested in 11-man, West Platte defeats North Platte 41-34 on there. Interesting score there in Platte County. see what Bramer's going to do here. Yeah, clock's going to keep rolling here. Oh, now it does say fourth quarter. Maybe it was fourth quarter. They just hadn't changed it up. Yes, Bramer is up in this game. 70-52. The game is in Bramer here. So this game is in the fourth quarter. So hopefully this game will finish up here soon. I'm going to kind of look here as well. I think we have most of the games here final as we look here at district standings on here, trying to get some assumptions on where everyone's going to be at. And this, it's going to be super close between Lincoln and Drexel for that 3 seed in district number 2. So again, as this game is kind of finishing up in here, I want to take a quick look here at our standings on here. Before we do standings, we'll do just the kind of the scoreboard look here. Worth County over King City in this one, 36-22 was the final in that one. Albany gives Pattonsburg a scare, but Pattonsburg wins 64-56. St. Joe Christian holds off Princeton 42-38. Right now, North Andrew up on Stanberry 78-50 was the last update we had in that one. Oh, that game just went final on here. So North Andrew with the win, 78-50 over Stanberry. In 275, Rockport beats Mound City 36-14. That game was 30-0 at halftime. Nottoway Valley halftimes South Holt 56-6. East Atchison over DeKalb 64-6, and Platte Valley over Stewartsville Osborne 56-34. In the I-70, Wellington takes down Concordia 28-22 on the road, and Wellington wins the I-70. Oric loses to St. Paul Lutheran 47-14, and Sweet Springs take care of Santa Fe 64-26. In the Central River North, you had Paris over Schuyler 61-14. North Shelby plays tomorrow against a team in Illinois. That game is, I think, 1 o'clock there tomorrow. In the Central River South, Northern Hardin Central takes down Northwest Hughesville 30-0 final in that one. And the game we were just watching there, Bramer and Slater was still going on there. And I don't think Bramer did just score on that one to make it 76-52. And I believe they got the 2-point conversion there to make it 78. Yep, 78-52 is he scoring that one now. So Bramer looking at a win here and secure that 3 seed in district play. And Oric would host Northland Christian, who got a big win over KC East today, 30-18. Knox had a forfeit win over Keatsville on there. Down south, Archie took care of Liberal 70-6. Alpson over Jasper 52-0. Lockwood over Ridge Hill 63-0. Drexel over New Heights 70-20. And then Osceola holds off Greenfield 42-40 in a really fun end of that game on there. So again, 50-78, 20-70. Just trying to get everything here finalized here on this last week of the regular season. Again, not going to do the broadcast for this next week just because not going to be able to live stream and checking on games here with the mission restrictions for postseason games on here. And real quick, trying to get, what was the last score that went final there? That was North Andrew and Stanberry. So North Andrew, 3-4, 4-5 overall, 1-8 for Stanberry, 1-6 in conference play. And we have a 3-way tie for 4th place in the GRC there. So let's look at the conference standings here real quick. In the I-70, Wellington, I said earlier, wins the conference, followed by Concordia, St. Paul, Sweet Springs, Santa Fe, Oric is the finishing order in the I-70 standings. In the North Division, it's going to be Knox, followed by North Shelby, Paris, and then Schuyler finishing in 4th. In the South Division, Bramer holds on to win here, which I'm going to pencil them in here. 3-5 in conference, 2-2 in division, and 3-6 overall. Slater falls to 1-8 overall, 1-8 in conference, and 1-3 in division. Slater and Keithville 0-9 at that last place there in the 5th in the South Division. The Independents, Lockwood 9-0, LeBlanc 5-4, Lincoln 4-3, 3-5 for Northland, 2-7 Greenfield, and 1-8 for New Heights on here. In the GRC, Worth County comes away with the conference championship at 7-0, followed by Pattonsburg and King City. Albany, North Andrew, St. Joe Christian tied for the 4 seed, Stanberry at the 7, and Princeton at the 8. And the Highway 275, straight finish there, no ties. Goes Rockport, Nottoway Valley, Mound City, EA at 4, followed by Platte Valley and South Holt, Stewartsville and DeKalb finishing in the last 2 spots there in the conference. And the WeMo, Archie, Appleton, top 2, followed by Drexel, Jasper, and Liberal tie for the 4 spots, and Osceola also ties for the 4 spot there. 3-way tie, but all teams finishing 2-4 in conference play, kind of all beating up on each other, and Rich Hill finishing 0-6 in conference play. Now we look at district standings here. Again, these are not updated points-wise for what happened tonight. This is going into this week. On here, the records are up to date, but the points are not on here. District 1, Lockwood's going to be the 1 seed. Jasper Liberal, the 2 and 3. Jasper's going to jump Liberal to host that game because they beat them head-to-head. Greenfield's the 4. New Heights is the 5. So there's going to be New Heights at Greenfield next week. The winner will play at Lockwood in 2 weeks. Liberal and Jasper will play in 2 weeks in Jasper. District 2, this is one that's going to be really interesting here. With Lincoln losing tonight and Drexel winning, is that enough here for Drexel to make up that 4-point difference in the district standings on here and jump Lincoln for that 3 seed? That's one thing we're going to keep an eye on here for this. Archie's the 1 seed, Appleton is the 2, Osceola is the 5, and Rich Hill is the 6 on here. So if it stays the way it is right now, Lincoln would host Rich Hill next week. The winner plays Appleton City in 2 weeks. And then Drexel would host Osceola. The winner plays Archie. If it flips, you would have Drexel hosting Rich Hill and Lincoln hosting Osceola going forward on there. So again, that's going to be very interesting to kind of see how that kind of plays out on there in District 2. It's going to be very close. Again, 10-point loss for Lincoln as of right now is what we're seeing. And again, Mission brackets probably won't finalize until tomorrow because you still have North Shelby playing tomorrow on there. Won't have really impacted these teams on here, but I don't think Mission might not finalize that as well. Going to District 7, it's going to be pretty much a straight finish here. It's going to be Worth County at the 1, Pattonsburg at the 2, King City, Albany 4, Stanberry, and then Princeton. So you're going to have Albany hosting Stanberry. The winner plays Worth County, and then King City hosting Princeton. Winner of that game going to Pattonsburg on there. So it could be a really good second-round game there between King City and Pattonsburg for a possible rematch on there. I'm guessing Albany versus Worth County in the second round as well. District 8, that one's already been set going into this week. It's going to be Knox, North Shelby, Paris, Schuyler, and Keatsville. No matter what North Shelby does tomorrow, they're not going to be able to improve or hurt their standings there. So that one's pretty much set the way it is. District 3, this one is, the way it looks here is the way it's going to be on here. It's Hughesville at the 1, followed by Concordia, St. Paul at the 3, Sweet Springs, Santa Fe, and Slater. So you're going to have Slater at St. Paul. The winner will play Concordia. Santa Fe at Sweet Springs. The winner plays Northwest Hughesville. In District 4, this one on here with Bramer getting this win on here and Oric losing today, you're going to expect to see this happen on here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Northland actually jumps above Oric here as well. But just for this exercise, Oric beat Northland back in week 1 in the head-to-head. So Oric will be the 4 seed hosting Northland Christian next week. If this Bramer score holds, Bramer the 3 seed getting a bye and playing Wellington in the second round, who just won the I-70 conference championship there. So we have 2 conference champions in District 4, Northern, Hardin Central, and Wellington Napoleon. They played earlier this year. The Aggies won in a fun game there by about 20 or so, but it was a really fun back-and-forth ball game in that second half. District 5, the way it looks right now is how I believe it's going to finish there. LeBlanc at the 1, Sageville Christian at the 2, Southwold at the 3, followed by Stewartsville and DeKalb. So LeBlanc, the 1 seed, they get a bye. They'll await the winner of Stewartsville and DeKalb in Stewartsville next week. Southold and Christian both get a week off, and they'll face off in St. Joseph there on November 7th. In District number 6, the way it is right now, I believe is the way it's going to finish on there. I don't think North Andrews' win over Stanberry is going to be able to bounce them over Platte Valley's win over Stewartsville. So it's going to be Rockport the 1, Nod Valley the 2, Mountain City the 3, EA the 4, Platte Valley the 5, and North Andrews the 6. Platte Valley at EA, the winner plays Rockport, and North Andrew at Mountain City, the winner plays Nottoway Valley on there. And again, that's what we're kind of looking at on there. We're going to see here real quick if this Bramer-Slater game is officially final. Not official yet, but it is 84-58 with 23 seconds left. So we'll just keep going here until this game is final. I believe Bramer scored there. And now going for 2. Another high-scoring game here. You see Haley here on the shotgun. 8 seconds on the play clock. They're actually going to put a different kid at quarterback, number 24 at quarterback. Because he's a senior, let him take a snap here on senior night. And he's going to run off left side and get in for the 2-point conversion on there, making it 86-58 here on there for Bramer with 23 seconds left. So once this game goes final, we will put it in the scorebook there. And again, I already put Bramer up to that win there. So Bramer's going to secure that 3 seed in their district on there. And the last score we're going to have for the week is going to be tomorrow, North Shelby versus Milledgeville, Illinois. So we're going to wait for the final here to see with Slater and Bramer to see what this score finishes at. And I'm going to update the bracket based on what my prediction is going to be on here. Nothing's really changed on that. The only thing really flipping tonight was Oric going to the 4 seed and Bramer to the 3 seed in district number 4. And I'm going to predict that it's going to be Drexel the 3 and Lincoln the 4 on there. That's my prediction on here going to this. I think Lincoln losing by 10 points is just enough for Drexel to catch them for that 3 seed on here. We'll see how that plays out, if that's actually the case on here. But that's my prediction right now, and we're going to see how this game kind of finishes out here between Slater and Bramer. I'm actually going to go here real quick to Misha on here and see. So right now with Drexel's win in there, but Lincoln's loss is not in there. They're still down about 2.5 points on there. We'll see if Lincoln's loss there bumps them down enough to kind of mitigate that gap. And again, going into today, that gap between those two was roughly 4. So down to 3 right there. Not a whole bunch of a jump there for Drexel. Again, with being New Heights isn't a huge boost on there for that. And again, LeBlanc at 5-4. It's a pretty good strength of schedule boost for Lincoln, especially with Norman Hardin Central getting a win today. On here, if I look at Lincoln's schedule real quick, see they're at a conference. That's going to help them. Paris got a win. Concordia lost. Bramer's going to get a win here, though. Knox County is going to finish perfect 9-0. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that kind of goes down here. Again, last play coming up in this one for both these teams on here. So, man, it's going to be close between those two teams. It's going to be just minuscule points between Lincoln and Drexel for that last spot. We had 1.5 seconds left. It's the last game of the night, so we'll just keep it here while we get ready for this. I'll do a quick little playoff bracket prediction on here and call it a night on here. More and more I look at it, I think Lincoln's maybe going to hold on to that 3 seed on here. It's a lot of points to overcome in 1 week on here. They were down, I think, 2 points in district standings just 2 weeks ago on here. Now Lincoln's going to lose the last 2 games of the year they lose to Knox and LeBlanc, though. It's 2 good losses for your strength of schedule. And I believe that goes final there between Bramer and Slater.
That's the ball game. Bramer wins this one 86, Slater 58. Safe travels to everyone that's traveling.
So 86-58 there is the final for those 2 schools there. As we're looking here, so this game does go to a final score there. Bramer with a big win to finish winning 3 of their last 4 games in the regular season to get a win there, 86-58. Bramer with a big win. They're going to finish 3-6 overall, 3-5 in conference, 2-2 in division. Slater 1-8 in conference, 1-3 in division, 1-8 overall. And just looking at the playoff bracket here, just a preliminary look on this. Again, this is not official by any means. This is just what I have here, and based on some previous knowledge, what we have here: Lockwood the 1, Jasper the 2, Liberal the 3, New Heights and Greenfield in the 4-5. Greenfield will host New Heights. District 2, my prediction right now is Archie 1, Appleton 2, Lincoln the 3 hosting Rich Hill, and Drexel the 4 hosting Osceola. That's my guess on this one here right now. It's going to be very close once those go in there for Drexel and Lincoln. We're just waiting on that loss to go in there for Lincoln and Misha to kind of see how close the points are really going to be. District 7, Worth County the 1, Pattonsburg the 2, King City the 3. Albany's going to host Stanbury in that 4-5 matchup. Princeton the 6 seed traveling to King City. District 8, Knox the 1, North Shelby hosting Paris here in a couple weeks, and then Schuyler hosting Keatsville in that opening round. On the other side of the bracket, Hughesville's the 1 seed. They'll play the winner of Sweet Springs and Santa Fe, who played tonight. Sweet Springs got a big win in that one to secure the home game next week. Concordia plays the winner of St. Paul versus Slater. St. Paul should be a fun game there versus Concordia in the rematch, as Concordia won that one by 8 just last week on here. So that should be a fun rematch in the second round. Norburn Hardin Central, they'll play the winner of Oric and Northland. Oric will be hosting that seed. Again, Northland probably higher than them in the district seeding points, but Oric with the head-to-head over Northland will host them as we're going here. And then Wellington will play Bramer in 2 weeks on here. Winner of Oric Northland will play Norburn Hardin Central. District 5, you got LeBlanc at the 1 seed, Christian at the 2, hosting South Holton 2 weeks. Stewartsville, Osborne hosting DeKalb. Winner plays LeBlanc. In District 6, pretty straightforward. Rockport the 1, they'll play the winner of EA Platte Valley. Nod Valley the 2, playing the winner of Mound City North Andrew. So everything is pretty cut and dry on here. Again, the only thing that's really up for grabs is District 2. That 3-4 seed is about the only thing that's uncertain at this point. So appreciate everyone for watching tonight. Again, we're just over 3 hours on here. We started this just after 7 o'clock. So that's all we have for right now. All the scores are final. I'm going to post them here in a minute on the Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and put out our predictions on there. Mitchell will probably come out with a bracket either tonight or tomorrow. Again, not sure the timeline. Kind of depends on how everything finalizes here. And I don't think that Lincoln Drexel game has any bearing with North Shelby tomorrow on there. So that should be fine for them to post most of the bracket. Don't think it's going to mean anything that's close enough other than that could sway anything tomorrow with that game. So thanks everyone for watching here tonight. We appreciate it. Again, next week I'll be trying to shoot highlights somewhere. Probably going to go up to Tarkio for EA Platte Valley, looking at that first round matchups as we're going here. And again, we're looking at schedules for next week. I'm going to get all this updated here. This is not up to date quite yet on here. You can see Santa Fe will be at Sweet Springs. Or hosting North Lake Christian on here. Based on my assumption, this is going to be Drexel. And this is going to be Lincoln. So that should be the matchups for next week on here. As I get that pulled back up here. This should be the matchups for next week. New Heights at Greenfield, Osceola Drexel, Rich Hill Lincoln, Stanbury Albany, Princeton King City, Keatsville Schuyler, Santa Fe Sweet Springs, Slater St. Paul Lutheran, Northland versus Oric, DeKalb Stewartsville, Platte Valley EA, and North Andrew Mound City. That's what we're looking at for the first round matchups on there. And I'll get all these updated as well as we go through everything. So appreciate everyone for watching tonight. That's what we're kind of looking at for everything going forward. This weekend, we will post the playoff poll on here. And again, this will be the last poll we have until the final poll after the state championship game. So whatever our rankings are coming out this next week, those will be the final rankings until all the way to after the state championship game in December on here. So we only have 2 polls left on here. We don't do them each week in the playoffs on here. So we'll see how these teams kind of shake out here at the bottom. Again, both King City and Hughesville both lost today versus top 5 teams. If it's me, King City stays in the top 10 on there. Hughesville probably drops out. And we might just have a straight 10. We'll see if we have any receiving votes this week here in the poll going into the playoffs here. But thanks everybody for watching here tonight. We're going to end this stream here again today. Appreciate everybody. You guys have a great night here on Missouri 8-Man Football Live Scoreboard Show.